afternoon and welcome to a rainy Darling Stadium on this Saturday afternoon as we come to you from Darling Stadium from the first of two games that will be brought to you here from Darling Stadium. I have behind me the Hampton High School Crabber cheerleaders. And I want to thank the ladies for showing up for today's pregame show, sponsored by Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located in the middle of the Coliseum Central Business Improvement District on Mercury Boulevard. Go over and see Billy Hobbs. He will help you out. Now, what I want to do first is send it to my colleague, Brent Musgrove, who has interviewed the head coach of Great Bridge. Here you go, Brent.
Thanks, Ross. I'm here with head coach Pete Gale of Great Bridge High School. Coach, just get a few questions out of the way. How long have you been coaching?
I've been coaching for 11 years.
Has all of it been at Great Bridge or where else?
No, sir. The last 5 have been at Great Bridge.
And head coach 2 years? Is that right? Okay, let me just ask you, where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Green Run. I graduated in 1988. So I'm from around here, not necessarily from Chesapeake, but the community has adopted me, and I enjoy Great Bridge a lot.
I'm saying you played Hampton when you were playing ball, is that right?
Yes, sir. My junior year, we lost to Hampton in the first round of the playoffs at Kellum High School Stadium.
So you don't mind coming back here for this one, do you?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, let me ask you, this quarterback just seems to be phenomenal looking at the stats, and I saw him out there on the field, what's about 6'5"?
6'5", 210 pounds. Runs very well. He's very smart. He's our field general. He does everything we ask him to do on the field.
Now, he's a senior?
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, is he signed to go anywhere yet?
Not at this point. He hasn't signed. He won't sign probably until after Christmas.
Does he play basketball?
No, sir.
It's totally football.
Totally football.
Okay. Your receiving core, you two guys at over 1,500 yards, but you're a passing offense pretty much predominantly. How many other receivers do you put in play?
Well, with those two predominant receivers, Logan Hasty and Austin Turner, are usually the kids that are getting open, but more or less it's 4 or 5 receivers at a time, depending upon how a team wants to play us. If they're blitzing, we spread them out, so it limits what they can do defensively. The further we spread them, the less they can do.
So that's what I was going to ask you. You pretty much try to spread if you can and go to the pass. What do you run, 10, 20 times a game, I think you said?
We'll run probably 10, 15 snaps a game, not including Casey's runs.
Okay, let me ask you one last question. Now, we've talked about Hampton. I guess you've seen them on film. What do you expect to see from them today?
Oh, they're fast. They're going to blitz. Mike Smith is a great head coach. He's a great head coach for a reason because he's going to do what got his team here. He's not going to deviate from his game plan very much. It ought to be a good challenge for us tonight.
Well, Coach Gale, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, and good luck this afternoon. Thanks. Okay, Ross, back to you, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Brent. We greatly appreciate it. While Brent is trying to find Mike Smith now for as the Hampton head coach for an interview, just to let you know a little background information. For the district, Hampton finished 3rd in the district with a 7-2 record behind Phoebus and Bethel. Hampton today will be coming into this game facing, as you heard in this interview, a top-notch quarterback. However, the Crabbers had made a few adjustments. Today, with the rainy weather, could play into their advantage with their running game. So I see that Brent right now has Mike Smith on the side, so we're going to turn it over to Brent and for the interview with Coach Mike Smith of Hampton High School.
Thanks again, Ross. I'm here with head coach Mike Smith, legend in the district, closing in on 400 wins, Coach. Now it's playoff time. You've been there so many times. How are your players responding now, getting back up? Come off and went off of Warwick and got passing the ball again. How are they doing in practice?
Oh, these kids have been very consistent all year in practice. Never hear a complaint, never take a slow step. I mean, they work extremely hard. It's a great group of kids. So you just couldn't ask for any more than what they've done in preparation for all the games this year.
Looked at any injuries? Everything okay as far as health of the team now coming into the playoffs?
Actually, I think we're about as healthy as we've been for a while. Quarterback was banged up there for a couple of games after the Phoebus game. He got kind of hit low and high one time, and he had a bad leg for a while, but I think he's moving around better now.
Okay, now let me just ask you, talking about a couple of players that you've moved into the offense a little bit, Shaw and Wynn. They seem to be going out and doing some blocking and stuff and maybe catching a few passes.
Well, Shaw, probably on the outside for height purposes and running catching balls, probably the best we've got right now, getting up the height advantage. And Wynn, You know, he was always a running back first, but we didn't want to get him banged up too much because we really need him on defense. But he's a good fullback, and we'll probably run some power out day, and he'll be in. We'll have both fullbacks in.
Well, let's get back to your team. Just tell me this. What do you expect from this Great Bridge team? There's a tradition between Great Bridge and Hampton over the years in certain playoffs. The head coach over there played against you when he was playing ball, and y'all beat him, by the way. He brought that up. So what do you expect to see from them today?
Well, actually, he wasn't playing at Great Bridge at that time. I think he was playing at Green Run with Dark and those guys that night. And that didn't surprise all of us when we beat them that night, including them and us. No, that's not true. They were two really good teams, and it was a very close ball game. I think we may have won 17-14 or something like that. Well, today I expect pass from, you know, and on defense, a lot like Bethel, they like to bring the house. You know, you just... They're tough. I mean, they wouldn't be here if we didn't have a good football team. Kid's got great statistics throwing the ball, and he's thrown for 80 touchdowns, you know, in his career. And that's a nice round number, so I'd like to see it stay right there. It'd be easier to remember than something in between.
Last question. You going to try to go man with these receivers, or are you going to hit them on the line?
And if you catch me running man with these guys, they're ready to hit me over the head and send me home. No, we're going to try to keep everything underneath us. He's more dangerous when he breaks containment than in man coverage and they start scrambling. Number two's got, you know, he's an excellent receiver, just a junior. Kid played over at Salem last year, and he does a great job being highly recruited.
Well, Coach, let me thank you so much for coming in to see us. Let's continue on in the playoffs. We want to see this all the way through. Thanks again. I enjoyed talking to you. All right, back over to you, Ross.
Thanks, Brent. Greatly appreciate it. As you heard from both head coaches today, you expect two different type of game plans. And what we're going to do here is take a 30-second break. And when we come back, we have a very special guest. And my co-host, Brent Musgrove, will be joining me. So we'll see you in 30 seconds.
Land.
Welcome back. And I'd also like to welcome back to the set my co-host, Brent Musgrove, and a very special guest, a Hampton alumni, one of the original Hampton alumni. Everybody knows him as Conkey. Brent, why don't you turn it over to you, and we can talk to Conkey about the days of Hampton High School.
Thanks, Ross. First, let me say, Conkey, thanks for being here. We get to share a little time on the golf course. We sit next to each other in some baseball games and some football games. I don't think there's not a stat that you don't know at one time or another about a game from 46 to 56 and straight on. But where I want to start with is so that people can identify with you in Hampton High School. When did you play for Hampton and what positions?
Well, I was on the squad. I didn't do much playing. That was 1946. I graduated in 47. But I'd been around Hampton football since 1936. In fact, the first player that I remember ever seeing was Ross's granddaddy, and he was so notable to notice because he had a limp, and it looked like he was faking somebody all the time. I was 7 years old, and that's my first memories of Hampton High School football.
Now, you played other sports besides football. Did you play baseball too?
Well, I was primarily a baseball player, and I played primarily semi-pro ball around locally, coached boys baseball and umpired in boys baseball, and coached against Ross's granddaddy and played with him in 1954. So Ross's granddaddy and I go back a long way.
Let me just ask you this. Let's reminisce just a little bit and talk about some of the players that stood out in your mind, either football or baseball, and why they stood out so much after all these years.
Well, you know, you hear on ESPN and all about this is the greatest player at this or the greatest of that. But I think at Hampton High School, it was so many different eras. The Corky Davis and Nellie Catlett era, and then the Al Vanderway and the Chigger Bowmans, and then later on the Bernie Ricketts and the Edmonds and the Dewey Mastons, and then the Dick Carneals and the Bull Harrisons. And it just seemed like it was an ongoing thing, one right after the other. And I remember so many of the old alumni saying, man, what are we going to do now? So-and-so is back, is gone. Tommy Edmonds is going, what are you going to do now? Well, here comes Frank Boswell, or here comes Dylan Rossman, or here comes Kenny Seals. What happens when Calvin Ray is gone? Somebody else comes right back up and just takes over. And it just seemed like one right after the other, and it was an ongoing thing. One thing that I would like to mention, Hampton came up with an era in there where they came up with a whole series of great kickers. And in 1947, the first high school player that I saw that consistently kicked kickoffs into the end zone was Tommy Bowers, which his real name was Tommy Richards. And that started the procession for him and Royce Jones and Jerry Harden and later on Wade Trainum and Stadlin, and I forget what this other boy's name was. It went up to UVA and then to Smith. But we had seemed like a tradition of great kickers.
I think you were talking about Michael Husted that went to UVA, I think.
Right, that's him.
But let me ask you mentioned somebody that I know real well. We went to start to get, that's Dick Carneal. They tell me he was one tremendous football player.
He was a great ball player, and he not only was a football player, he was a basketball player, softball player, high jumper in track, baseball, you name it. I would say he was the best punter that I ever saw in high school ball, and I've been watching high school ball since 1936. And that covers a lot of punters.
That's a lot of statement right there. Let's
Hey,
come
Brent,
back.
I got one for you. Conky, can you tell us maybe shortly, real quick, what's the difference between Hampton High School football then and Hampton High School football now?
Well, we got a lot more players. Well, you know, way back then, of course, Hampton, to stay competitive, Hampton was one of the smaller schools around. And so I think Hampton High School instigated the 12-year system before the state accepted that as 12 years of high school. But it kept us competitive with a lot of the larger schools. But today, the coaching is I think is a big difference with so many of the other programs and schools, and have much larger players and much more students to pick from. And you look back in my time, from Dick Eslick to Suey Eason to Winnie Sigford to Johnny Palmer and then Mike Smith. That's 6 coaches in about 75 years, and that to me is what attributes to the spirit of Hampton High School football.
Well, Conky, can you tell me this real quick? How would you compare, because the old rivalry used to be Newport News High School versus Hampton High School. How would you compare that rivalry to today's rivalry, such as Phoebus and Hampton, Bethel-Hampton?
Well, they're very similar, except we're all Hamptonians just the same. And of course, any of y'all that know me, you see me at Kickotan games, Bethel games, Phoebus games, and I'm a Hamptonian. But the rivalries are very similar, not quite as vicious as with the prank stuff and all that was going on between Newport News and Hampton. But there were a lot of other rivalries too, in addition to the Turkey Day one on Thanksgiving.
Then they used to come over as a prank, and they would drop bushels of crabs in the hallway, wouldn't they? Let them run down the hall, wouldn't they?
Done that, and paint the stadiums and all kind of stuff, usually the week before the game. Some of the Hampton boys got caught.
Well, thanks, Conky. Don't mean to cut you off, but we're getting ready for the start of the football game. We're going to send it up to Mike Hauser and Paul Rowe, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody, have a good afternoon, and we'll see you back for the Bethel Ocean Lakes game.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to Darling Stadium on a cool Saturday afternoon. Eastern Region Finals between the Hampton Crabbers and the Great Bridge Wildcats. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and we got a lot of loud sounds here. For some reason or another, I can't hear.
Nothing going on in there, but we'll
Anyway,
get by that.
The Hampton Crabbers come in here 8-2 on the year, along with the Great Bridge Wildcats also at 8-2. When you get a chance, we can throw up our sponsors, and we got a lot of them today, so go ahead, Paul.
All right, well, it's the regionals. That's why we've got a lot of the sponsors. And, Mike, our sponsors today are Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern. Family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports. At 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News, Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And by Solar Lighting of Virginia. It's the dawn of a new day lighting system. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. A day lighting miracle in just 2 hours. Brighter, smarter, and better. Call Solar Lighting of Virginia at 800-774-7865. Mention WHCS and you'll receive a discount. By Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped keep the score shining at Darling Stadium. And now we're happy to have purchased new scoreboards that will keep another generation of fans informed. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923. And by Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda. Located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda is the place for your next automotive purchase. Give them a call at 838-5450. By Jack's Family Restaurant. Located on the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road, Jack's is a local family favorite. By Affordable Mortgage. Give Lee Moore, the senior loan officer, a call today at 873-0663 for all your mortgage needs at Affordable Mortgage. By Abbott Realty, your realty company. Contact Perry Pilgrim or any of his agents at Abbott Realty by calling 827-1364. And by the Hamptons Commissioner of Revenue Ross Mugler and Hampton City Treasurer Molly Joseph Ward. They're proud to be sponsors of Hampton City Schools student athletes. By Anna's Italian Restaurant, with 2 locations to choose from. On Settlers Landing Road in downtown Hampton and the original location on Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. And in part today by Eric Thompson Realtor with William E. Wood. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property at 881-2004. And finally by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, Nancy Staton, Director. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our sponsors for today's game. We'd like to thank each and every one of them. We appreciate their sponsorship. That's what makes this broadcast possible.
Talk a little bit about the game today. Great Bridge comes in here to Darling Stadium 8-2 with the #1 passing offense in the region and even possibly the state
or the world.
Young quarterback they have over there for them. He's got, what, 2,400 yards passing this year?
He's got
way up there.
2,539 yards passing, 39 TDs.
Yeah, he's accounted for 80 touchdowns in his career, and that's getting up there into the Ronald Curry area. I think Curry ended up with 89 passing for his career.
That is correct.
And like Coach Smith said earlier, one of the things that they want to try to do is make it by the end of this game stay at 80, and don't give them any more. But Hampton's defense, on the other hand, is the #1 passing defense in the district, and so they're not going to shy away from this young man who can throw the ball well, and he also has a couple of good receivers too.
Oh, he does, and Mike, he's averaging about 254 yards per game in passing, and Hampton's only allowing 43, so this is going to be an interesting matchup of the offense and the defense. And the receivers that this young quarterback is throwing to get open quite a bit. I mean, you're talking about Logan Hesty with 52 receptions, 964 yards, 14 touchdowns. Austin Taylor with 47 receptions, 635 yards, 8 touchdowns. They're coming here with an air attack. And it's going to be wonderful to watch because they're going to move quickly downfield. It's going to be up to Hampton to stop it.
Here are our officials for the game. Sam Warren is the referee. Tim Hedges is the umpire. Tyron Goodwin is the lineman. Alex Stukes is the line judge. Darwin Mills, the side judge. Jimmy Bain is the field judge. And the back judge is Hans Whittelberger. Those are your officials from the Southeastern Conference Officiating Association.
They're going to kick that way.
We'll send it down there and listen in to the coin toss. All right, the Crabbers have won the toss and have deferred. So Great Bridge Wildcats will go on offense first, and they will be running from the east end zone right to left on the screen. As soon as Andy can throw them up there, we'll give you the starting lineups for the Great Bridge Wildcats.
All right, for the Great Bridge Wildcats, their offensive lineup today here at Darling Stadium is going to look like this. The tackle, number 56, Michael Price. The other tackle, number 60, Adam Warwick. The guard, number 69, Mark Byer. The other guard, number 75, Joey Wood. The center, number 58, Cody Etchell. The slot, number 22, Brad Hudson. Excuse me, wide receiver, number 2, Logan Hesty. Wide receiver, number 5, Austin Taylor. Tight end, number 10, Garvin Powell. The fullback, number 3, Trey Bray. And the quarterback to keep your eye on, number 7, Casey Turner.
And that is the offensive starters for the Crabbers, as they are setting up now at the 40-yard line to kick. Matthew Mitchell is the place kicker, and he will be kicking off for the Crabbers. Back deep for the Great Bridge Wildcats is number 2, Logan Hasty. He is in the center of the field, standing at his own 10-yard line, and the kick is to the far side, little short pooch kick. And I'll tell you what, that came close to the Crabbers getting that ball, as the Wildcats decided to let that one go out of bounds. So being it went out of bounds, Great Bridge will start off in great field position.
And here's your Hampton defense for the Crabbers. Number 60, William Jefferson at tackle. Number 70, Anthony Wardrett, the other tackle. Number 66, Tyrell Wilson at defensive end. At the other end, number 74, James Lynch. The linebackers, number 30, Pierre Wynn on the inside. Number 32, Billy Evans on the inside. Number 11, Andy Allison outside. And number 2, Tron Martinez outside. In the secondary, cornerback number 7, Sean Fields, along with the other cornerback number 10, Debonair Foster, and roaming around at safety, number 15, Paul Shaw.
Well, Great Bridge has took the option of making the Crabbers kick off again back at their own 35, so Matt Mitchell is re-teeing it up for the Crabbers.
It was interesting, Mike, when you brought it up on that kickoff. Great Bridge just kind of stood back and waited, and they were hoping that ball, I guess, would get out of bounds because that's a live ball.
Yeah, that's right. This time he kicks the ball to the near side, and the receiver fumbles the ball but is able to gather it in. That was number 1 for Great Bridge, and that was Tyler Moore, as he pooches the actual kickoff and is brought down by the Crabbers, and they will have a 1st and 10 from the Crabber, or from their own 27-yard line.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the regional playoffs today. The Hampton Crabbers and the Great Bridge Wildcats. A muddy day, a cold day. We've had some rain this morning. The field looks really good considering the rain that we've had.
Paul Shaw in on the tackle for the Crabbers on the kickoff. So here we go, setting up. The quarterback for Great Bridge is number 7, and that is Casey Turner. And 3 wide outs to the far side, 1 wide, 2 wide outs, including a slot. They have 5 wide receivers. There's a pass that is completed to, I believe it's number 2.
That's correct.
Logan Hasty, as he is a rather tall young man, 6'2" himself and 200 pounds, and all he had to do was go up for the ball. That pass looks like it was good for a 1st down, all the way out to the Wildcats' 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
Already we see the great arm of the young quarterback. Now, we're told he's not much of a mobile quarterback, and you saw on that last play that he was forced out of the pocket, was still able to make a good throw.
And he was on the run that time as the defensive front for the Crabbers had penetrated through, and we're chasing him. Here's a little quick out. It is also completed for about 5 yards on the play. Again, this time it is to number 2, Logan Hasty.
Quickly, he's going to one of his favorite receivers. I can't say he's really his favorite. I mean, you got one guy with 52 receptions and Taylor with 47. Here's the replay on it. He's only taking about a 2-step, maybe 2.5-step drop, releasing the ball quickly, short passes. They're working down the field. The Crabbers are in more of a pass defense. They only allow about 43 passing yards per game. You see them set up with a 4-man front. Look at the secondary.
4 wide outs to the near side, folks. There's 1 to the far side. Nobody in the backfield but the quarterback. Back to pass being flushed out on the run, and down he goes. But it looks like he's got enough for the first down as he gets the ball down to the Crabbers' 42-yard line.
Folks, this is about the running attack that you're going to see from Great Bridge as we watch this replay. Logan takes it back, and it's just a quarterback draw as he comes off the right side, picking up the yardage close to the first down and getting the first down. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a Lee Moore first down from Affordable Mortgage.
The only running back that they usually have in the backfield is number 3, and most of the time he is spread out as a wide receiver. So that leaves the quarterback, Casey Turner, by himself most of the time in the backfield. This is nothing but a passing offense, and it's one of the things that the Crabbers knew they were going to be in for. Here's an out pattern intended for number 5, Austin Taylor. It was incomplete. That was a catchable ball, too.
Yes, it was. It was good coverage there by the Crabbers. Debonair Foster, number 10, as he gets in on that real quickly to make sure it's not complete. Here's the replays. You see the pass coming to the left side. Watch Debonair Foster getting in there quickly. Right, but it was still a catchable pass.
The Great Bridge takes a timeout after they have their first incompletion. That's the first down they've had so far that didn't get any positive yardage, and they called the timeout.
Well, maybe they weren't happy about this, and they're going to correct the situation. Now that's something when you do that.
Second down and 10 from the Crabbers' 42-yard line. Early here in the first quarter, 10:43 to go in the first. No score.
And the sunshine trying to break through here, Mike, as we look out across the field.
A lot of blue sky now.
You see some of the fans wrapped up. It's still chilly out there. A little bit of a breeze. Not much, but enough.
Need to put a lock on that door over there. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, we're up in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. When the doors are open, that breeze comes through, and it gets very, 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 very chilly in here.
Here we go, second down and 10 from the 42. After this play, we'll send it down to Ross. Ross Kearney is our sideline reporter again today, and great job he does. Back to pass again, being flushed out and chased. Gets away from the first tackler. Throws the ball up. Oh, it should have been intercepted.
Mike, I didn't understand this. I was watching the quarterback, keeping my eyes on him, and I thought to myself as the Crabbers got into him, I said, well, the speed's paying off here. They're going to pressure the quarterback. Let's see what he does. I thought he was going to go out of bounds as we watch the replay, and I'm looking, and I look downfield where he is, and he's looking dead straight at the Hampton secondary.
It was intended for number 1, Tyler Moore, and it should have been intercepted. But either way, third down and 10 now at the 42.
It should not have been thrown.
There's a pressure right up the middle, and it's completed again to Logan Hasty all the way down to the Crabbers' 30-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down.
And that's another Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down. And, folks, that was a great pass, great catch, and a nice hard hit by Paul Shaw. Watch this replay. Great catch.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at the Crabbers. Looks like they set it at the 31. Hasty in motion. Back to pass. Great pass all the way down to the Crabbers' 11-yard line. The completion is to number 22, Brad Hudson. He's the slot back on the play. That's going to give the Wildcats a first and 10 from the Crabbers' 16-yard line.
And Mike, already on 3 plays, we've seen the mobility of this young man who's supposed to have no mobility.
They have a slot back to the left and 4 wide receivers to the right. Over the middle, and it's complete until this time for a touchdown to number 5, Austin Taylor. And there was 3 Crabbers surrounding him, and he still got the pass in there.
That was a bullet pass,
There is a flag down on the play. And we'll have to wait and see what the call is.
Here's the play. He's got everybody loaded up on the right-hand side. He comes back to the left. Look at a strong pass right there. And you're right. They're covering it.
They called a personal foul on the Crabbers after the play. We'd like to, I don't understand where that call came from.
Of a dead ball against the defense, that penalty would be assessed on a kickoff.
That's going to be a rough one there. Instead of kicking off from their own 40, now they'll kick it off from the Crabbers 45. Yes, I am. Extra point now is Austin Taylor, number 5, for the Wildcats as they score early here and take a 7-0 lead. Extra point is good, 7-0 over the Austin Wildcats.
So the quick strike offense by Great Bridge has really taken effect here, Mike, as they march down the field and score first. Took them 2 minutes and 10 seconds in order to get down the field. Here's that last touchdown play. You see him roll right, come back, and he throws a bullet strike right in between 3 defenders and a super catch by the Great Bridge Wildcats, Austin Taylor, for that score.
And we saw why the personal foul was called on that play. Scoring drive, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 8 plays, and 63 yards.
Let's go down to Ross on the field. Ross got some information on the field for us, Ross.
Yeah, I do, guys. First of all, you're talking about the field conditions. You can hear them when they're out here running, the water that has soaked into the field, considering there was a game played last night. It is going to start taking its toll on these 2 teams. Second thing you need to watch for, the quarterback for Great Bridge is looking one way and then coming back the other way, which is really fooling the Hampton defensive backs. He's looking at one receiver and then coming back to the opposite side. They're going to have to make adjustments while Hampton gets the ball after this kickoff.
Eric Spiesel is the kicker for Great Bridge here.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, those scoring drive statistics were brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant.
Ball goes into the end zone, and the Crabbers will take possession, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Well, now we get to take a look at the Hampton offense and see how they're going to fare against this Great Bridge defense. Here is the Hampton offense. Number 66, Tyrell Wilson at tackle. Number 70, Anthony Wardrett at tackle. Number 60, William Jefferson at guard. Number 75, Michael Tate at guard. The center, number 55, Rory Nixon. The flanker, number 7, Sean Fields. At flex slot, number 8, Matthew Schaefer. The split end, number 10, Debonair Foster. The fullback, number 42, Doug Graves. The running back, number 2, Tron Martinez. And at quarterback, number 1, Matthew Mitchell.
The Crabbers start off with 2 wideouts to the far side. That's Shaw in motion. Here's Martinez with a handoff up the middle. He gets close to 6 yards on the play out to the 26-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Crabbers.
And here's the Great Bridge defense. Number 56, Michael Price at defensive end. Number 30, Carlton Bevins at defensive end. Number 67, Cedric Jackson, the nose guard. Number 33, Edmund Fitch, linebacker. Number 23, Dominique Davis at cornerback. Number 1, Tyler Moore at the other cornerback. Number 44, Ryan Ellis, middle linebacker. Number 12, Brian Swartz, outside linebacker. And the 3 safeties, number 21, Mark Meyer. Number 10, Carvin Powell. And number 82, Tim Cook.
Martinez on the pitch. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it as the Great Bridge Wildcats had that one bottled up pretty good. Looks like he's going to lose about a half a yard on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Crabbers from just outside their own 25.
Here's a replay on this, Mike. Don't know much about the Great Bridge defense, but they're coming up against one of the better running backs in the Peninsula District in Tron Martinez, so we'll see how they fare. Folks, this is going to boil down to a running game from Hampton against the passing game from Great Bridge, and we'll see how that pans out today.
Somebody needs to let the head referee down on the field know that he's still got his mic on. and Mike Smith is upset. You know, I mean, we're only 3 plays into the game now with him on the offensive side, and he's already not pleased about what his young men are doing out there. He's also was very concerned about that late hit that was called on the Crabbers that ended up being allowing a 15-yard penalty. And in all honesty, the replay showed the late hit.
There we saw the Crabbers on the sideline. You saw number 1, Matt Mitchell, getting his team together and going over some information from him. Coach Smith explained what he wanted, and then Matt was getting the team together to make sure everybody was on the same page.
Here we go, 3rd down and 5 from just outside the 25-yard line for the Crabbers. Mitchell is in the shotgun. 2 wideouts now, 1 on either side of the line of scrimmage. Back to passes, Mitchell. Over the middle, and that ball was way overthrown. The intended receiver was Paul Shaw.
It almost looked like that pass was tipped, but I'm not sure. It looked a little wobbly there, and it looked like it might have hit one of the players here. Let's watch the top of your screen on the right side there. Right there, yeah. Yep. So you can see he kind of got that right there. Great camera work by our crew.
So on 4th down after the incompletion, Mitchell will now sit back to punt the ball. Back deep in Wildcat territory is Tyler Moore, number 1. But takes a Great Bridge bounce at the 45, and that's a route, well, you know, where the Great Bridge will take over their second possession. 1st and 10 at the, looks like they're going to mark it at the 44-yard line.
That's about where they had it on their first drive, Mike. So both times they've ended up with good field position to start their drives.
I believe they started their first field position at the 37, so they're not that far off. And you're right, you can't beat having this type of field position.
Not at all.
1st and 10 from the Great Bridge 42-yard line.
Great Bridge is shortening the field by throwing the passes, and that helps as well.
Turner now has a mate in the backfield. That's number 3, Trey Bry.
Bray. Back
to pass, not surprising. Completed to number 5 this time, Austin Taylor, for about 4 yards on the play, as the Crabbers had that one bottled up pretty good after the completion.
Turner's getting plenty of time back in the backfield, Mike, to throw the pass. Watch on this replay. I mean, he's got one blocker in the center screen there. He's just looking for somebody to block. There's nobody there.
Well, the Crabbers only rushed 3 players on that play, too.
I think they've decided to go ahead and drop back and see what they can do in covering the receivers, but these receivers have been very good about breaking free.
Well, they have 5 wideouts, and Hampton's going to have a hard time figuring out which one these guys the pass is going to. He fumbles the ball. That ball is a live ball, folks, and it looks like the Crabbers have got the ball.
So finally, the quickness and the speed and the tenacity of the Hampton Crabbers defense pays off as they flush Turner out of the pocket,
and Terrell
forcing
Wilson
the turnover. Here comes Turner. He'll get it. He'll look downfield. He can't find anybody, and there he's pressed out of the pocket.
The ball was hit out of his hand as he was coming back, so that's a good call. So there's the first turnover of the game, and the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And Mike Smith is on the field, and he is absolutely livid about the referees right now.
What this is all about. He got the fumble.
Well, he wouldn't let him put his game ball in. He was going to make him play with Great Bridge's ball. Exactly what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Darling Stadium. This is WHCS Channel 46 Sports, bringing you the regional game from Darling Stadium. We're watching the Hampton Crabbers. You see Mike Smith out on the field right there. He still appears to be a little upset about something. He's called a timeout. There's Danny Mitchell. He seems to be upset as well, and we don't know why, other than possibly the ball situation, but why would they continue now? Maybe if Ross can get some information for us down there, we'll see what we can find out.
I'll guarantee you the referees did not want the Hamptons game ball to go in the game, and that's what Mike Smith was really. Go ahead, Ross, let us know.
Upset that, first of all, he couldn't get his game ball in. Second of all, his players are being held. The defensive line for Hampton is being held, and it is quite obvious. Everybody on the sideline can see it, and they're not throwing the flag. But really what initiated the outburst by Mike Smith, and rightfully so, was the opportunity not to get his ball into the game.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate that very much. So it was the ball situation and, of course, the added effect of holding. That's something that goes on in all the games. We all know that, but they usually call it the beginning of the game. And when it's pretty obvious, you have to call it.
I guess if Mike does enough complaining to the referee, sooner or later they're going to start throwing the flag. 1st and 10 for the Crabbers after the turnover at the Great Bridge 40. Let's see if the Crabbers can mount something here and get back into even this game up. In the shotgun, Mitchell back to throw. Deep down the left sideline to Paul Shaw, out of bounds. Ball was out of bounds. It was not able to be caught either. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Not a bad throw by Matt Mitchell, who usually throws the short pass. He doesn't normally get it down the field that long. So that was kind of a surprise to me.
Shaw was well covered on the play, too.
Yes, he was.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 40 for the Crabbers. And one of the things Hampton did a lot of when they were doing their warm-ups was the little short hitch pass. So we'll see if they get into that one.
Great Bridge going with a 4-man front.
Stand off is to the lead back, and that's number 42 for the Crabbers, Doug Graves. Nice little gain of about 5 to the 35-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Crabbers.
That was a victory for the offensive line there for the Crabbers because they're facing a 4-man front and the linebackers were stacked toward the middle for that run, and they were still able to get 4 yards, 5 yards out of that play. Good job by the Crabber offensive line.
3rd and 5 now from the 35-yard line.
There's some excited Crabber fans.
Sets up wide to the left. Shaw is in the slot to the right. In the shotgun again, Mitchell back to pass. Being flushed out and sacked by number 60 and number 30 of the Great Bridge Wildcats. Number 30 is Carlton Bivens, and number 60 is Adam Warwick. So that's going to be a loss of about 9 yards on the play, all the way back to the 43, making 8 yards on the play.
Mitchell again looking to go deep, just didn't have enough time. The receivers were covered downfield, and that time the defense of Great Bridge was able to get through.
Ooh, and he's right. His knee was down. Nice punt. All the way into the end zone. That was 43-yard spiral all the way into the end zone. And I tell you what, I thought his knee was down.
Interesting, yeah.
Crabbers might have got a break on that play, folks. So Great Bridge holds, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Deep as they've been in their own territory since the start of the game. We've got about 5 minutes, 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you this tape telecast from Darling Stadium as the Hampton Crabbers take on the Great Bridge Wildcats in a Region 5 playoff game.
7-0 Great Bridge early in the first quarter. Back to pass again over the middle, and it is batted down. I believe the person that batted that down was William Jefferson, number 60.
Whoever it was, it's a good thing they did because Brad Hudson, number 22, was wide open on the field. Here we watch the replay. Looks like, let's see what we can find here. Number
60 blocked it, yep.
Looked like number 60.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. They set themselves up again with 4 wideouts to the near side and a single wideout to the far side. Back to pass. Being flushed out, and finally going to get a holding call, and down goes the quarterback as the Crabbers sack him all the way down inside the 10-yard line. And a holding call against them will obviously be declined on this play. That's a loss of about 11 yards on the sack.
They have holding on the offense. That penalty is declined, brings up 3rd down.
Nice play by the Crabber defense, showcasing their speed.
Actually hit him first. So all the way back to the 9-yard line, the Great Bridge will have a 3rd down and 21. And we watched...
Looked like Billy Evans.
Yeah, we watched Turner throw the ball during pregame, and he has got an arm and very accurate. Back to pass, back on his own end zone. Screenplay, and that is completed to number 1, Tyler Moore, and that gets him about 4 yards, and that's it. The Crabbers had that one pretty well bottled up.
Yes, they did. The front four took off, and they got through quickly, but the linebackers were right there, and they were not biting on that one. Watch the front line as they go through unmolested right toward the quarterback, but you can see the backers coming in. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, boom. They're all right there. They've got the whole zone covered.
Eric Giselle is the kicker. He's set up the punt, standing on his own end zone, the goal line. Sean Fields deep for the Crabbers. The kick is over here towards and out of bounds on the Hampton sideline. That's going to be somewhere between the 30 and the 35, right there at the 32. Not much of a punt there, but the Crabbers are really set up in good field position here. 5:02 to go here in the first quarter. The Crabbers trail 7-0.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. This is Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. We have Brett Musgrove next to us on the field. Ross Carney.
Along with Bob Killen.
Along with our stat man, Mr. Bob Killen. On a bright, hello, there you are, on a bright sunshiny day off to this side, a little bit cloudy over here. Cold in here, as you can tell by our jackets.
1st and 10 for the Crabbers. Hands off to Graves up the middle, and he's met just as soon as he got the ball from Mitchell, and he's going to lose about 2 yards on the play. Looks like it's going to be marked back at the 34-yard line. Loss of about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 for the Crabbers.
Pretty decent defense that I've seen so far from the Wildcats, Mike. They're playing the run hard up and covering the receivers, not letting the Crabbers get too much yardage on anything here so far.
Mitchell this time under center. Pitches the ball back here to Martinez. He gets a little bit of a slot there and gets inside the 30 down near the 27-yard line.
Great pursuit by number 82, Tim Cook, who came all the way around to make that tackle. Watch the replay. We'll see him get the pitch here. Now watch number 82 come around, boom. Good pursuit.
82 with Tim Cook for the Great Bridge Wildcats. Gain of about 6 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Crabbers. Ball sits at the Wildcat 27-yard line.
Bridge still with their 4-down linemen.
Billy Evans now in at fullback along with Martinez in the tailback slot. And there is a whistle. Now Hampton calls their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. And we're only, 8 minutes into the first quarter, and he's used up all of his timeouts. Well, I know what he's doing right now. He's trying to make sure that his team is on board as far as what he wants them to do. This is an opportunity they have to take advantage of.
Well, obviously, they're 7 points down. Great Bridge seems to be running up and down the field. Of course, on that last drive, they had Great Bridge in their own end of the field. Their defense came up very big, and it was great. On the screen, you see Sherry Bolhurst, our Director of Athletics, speaking with one of the, can't tell who that is. Looks like they're from Figures, but that's probably one of the Virginia High School League officials. But they had Great Bridge down in their zone. The defense held up there. And if the offense is going to work today, they need to capitalize on the fact that their defense gave them the opportunity and the field position here to take advantage of it. So we'll see what the Crabbers
now
do.
For the Crabbers. 2 to the near, 2 to the far, back to pass. Passes. I tell you, the receiver, I believe, was Shaw, and he was there wide open, and he had to stand there and wait for the ball to get to him. And it was a little bit off the target and ends up being incomplete.
That pass looked almost like it was in slow motion. I don't know why.
It looked like the wind was blowing it left to right.
That's exactly what it does. Good shot from our camera there. As you saw the balls that got halfway there, just started fading off to the right.
But it's an incomplete pass, and it brings up a 4th down and 6 for the Crabbers. They need to make it 4th down and 5. They need to get down to the 22-yard line, and the Crabbers are going for it.
Going for it.
They're set up exactly the way they were in the last game. Last play.
Next play. There he is, same play.
Again, same play, wide open again, and this time it is caught by Shaw. He got the 1st down and plenty more, all the way down near the 5-yard line. The Crabbers now in business, 1st and goal inside the 10.
This time as Mitchell gets the ball, you'll see him look left, letting it set up like the same play, and then he begins to run, forcing the corner to move. opening up Paul Shaw
And that
for
was
the
a heck
reception.
of a catch on the play, too.
Yeah, once again, it looked like the wind was getting the ball. And ladies and gentlemen, another first down for the Hampton Crabbers, and that's a Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down.
First and goal from the 6 for the Crabbers. And off is to, looks like number 8. Looked like Matthew Schaefer on the carry.
Well, correct there.
First time I've seen Schaefer in the backfield.
Oh, it's number 2.
And now we're going to have a face mask call against Great Bridge. That'll be half a distance to the goal.
That was number 2, Tron Martinez, who carried the ball. It just looked like an 8 from up here, but that was number 2 on the screen.
Personal foul, face mask against the defense.
Oh, he did
Ball's
get a
going
hold
half
of
a
it, didn't
distance
he?
to the goal. Repeat first down.
Oh, bad.
Turn that one backwards.
Doesn't matter.
That's about
And then he
as
did it
personal as
again.
you can get, right?
Right as the play ended, he grabbed it again. So
The
he
ball
could've got it
sets
twice.
down near the 3-yard line. Again, first and goal from the 3.
I'd watch for Tron Martinez once again on this, coming off the right side.
Well, the entire team is within 5 yards of the ball line of
He is.
scrimmage, and there is Martinez in for the score from 3 yards out. So the Crabbers are a extra point away from knotting this one up at 7. 2:47 to go here in the first period.
And the running attack of the powerful Crabbers works this time as Martinez comes right off that right side, follows the blocks into the end zone.
The Matt Mitchell out of the hold of Sean Fields, number 7. Kick is down, up, and good. So the Crabbers have come back to tie this up now, 7-all here in the first period of play.
WHCS Channel 46 bringing you the playoff games from Darling Stadium. Today you're watching the Hampton Crabbers against Great Bridge, and here's that last touchdown by Tron Martinez as he just goes right off the right side, almost untouched, and into the end zone for another score. Martinez, one of the top running backs in the Peninsula District this year, leads the Hampton ground attack, and that time it worked to perfection. High score, 7-7, the Great Bridge Wildcats and the Hampton Crabbers as the Crabber band celebrates in the stands as their team finally tying the score here in the first quarter.
Scoring stats on that last scoring drive for the Crabbers. 5 plays, 32 yards. It took 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's scoring drive and statistics are being brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road in Hampton, Jack's, a local family favorite.
Mitchell is set to kick off now for the Crabbers. To the near side over here to the Wildcats, number 1, Tyler Moore. Cuts it to the in middle, and look at the field. The entire Hampton team is on the ball. The entire Great Bridge team is down at the 45-yard line. Now, that was different looking.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but as you saw my arm come up to point, you were looking at the same thing I was. Let's see if we've got it on the replay. Now watch. Here's your Great Bridge runner, and here's the Hampton team, and there's nobody there to block.
If you happen to have been able to see the play from a distance, the entire Great Bridge kickoff team was 15 yards upfield, and the entire Hampton team was 15 yards towards the kicker.
That reminds me of a player that makes a coach mad, and the team just runs up the field and says, okay, do it yourself, buddy.
Like the Crabbers may have jumped on this one, and that might cost them about 5. Yes.
Oh, my gracious.
Dead ball. Encroachment against the defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Well, after the 5-yard penalty by the Crabbers. And
Watch out,
it wasn't just one player. The entire front line moved.
That's good aggressiveness, as Mike Smith would say. Just don't get caught.
First and 5 now for Great Bridge. There's a pass down to deep left side. Oh, that's interference on the offensive player. And it did not get called. It was intended for number 2, Logan Heasty.
And Mike, there we saw a great example of what Ross Carney was talking to us about earlier. The quarterback, Logan, watch him, you'll see him. He looks this way. Now he looks the other way and throws. This is a timing pattern. And there you see him run right over the defender. but you got a good view of Turner looking left, turning right, and throwing.
Yeah.
And he's running good timing patterns here.
Easty wide to the left, or to the right on the far side over there. They only have 3 wideouts now. Looks like they have 2 tight ends in there. This pass is completed to number 5, Austin Taylor, out to about the 37-yard line. That's close to a first down.
Looks from here like it's enough for a first down. It looks like they may call for a measurement.
Yep,
here's the play. It looks downfield, and there's just a quick out pattern by Austin Taylor.
It's one of the things Mike Smith talked about in his conversations earlier tonight was the fact that they were going to let them play underneath and keep them from going out. But it's a 1st and 10 now for Great Bridge at their own 32-yard line.
And that is another Lee Moore, Affordable Mortgage, first down.
Now they're back to their 5 wide-out set, a 4 to the far side. That really can confuse the players. And again, this pass is completed to Austin Taylor all the way down to the 48-yard line, as all he was doing was in a little out pattern, and the ball was thrown right into him.
It was a super catch. That was a pro-style catch. I mean, he kind of tippy-toed and caught it. Watch him making sure these inbounds. Watch this. Boom, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Great catch. Speed up offense here by Great Bridge.
Back to 4 wideouts again on the same set last time. This time it's completed to number 1, Tyler Moore, as he's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play out to the Crabber 45-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Mike, the Crabber defense, that front 4 line of Jefferson, Wardrett, Wilson, and Lynch are going to have to get some more pressure on Turner because they're just hitting these quick, short passes. Again, you see that marvelous catch by Austin Taylor. They're picking them apart right now, and you don't want this young man to get into a rhythm.
Here he goes rolling to his left. There's a pass that's low and caught. Looks like, he's saying it's down. I thought it was a good catch.
It looked like it bounced to me. But
okay. Number 22, the intended receiver, was Brad Hudson. He's saying it touched the ground to make an incomplete pass. We'll see it here on a replay.
Here's the replay as he rolls out, and you'll see the pass right here. Whoa.
I thought he got his arm on the ball.
Now the replay looks like he caught it there. So a big break for the Crabbers
and
there.
Was the,
that was a catch.
Referee from the other side of the field that was coming across saying it was incomplete. Either way, 3rd down and 3 now for the Wildcats. They got 4 wideouts to the far side, and they're all bunched up together.
Watch for the draw.
Back to throw. Overthrown to an open receiver, and I believe the receiver was number 10, Calvin Powell.
That's correct.
Carvin Powell, and it was overthrown, incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Wildcats at the Crabber 45-yard line. 4th down and 3.
Here's that last play as Turner just rolls right looking for the open receiver and just overthrows him because he is open in there. But again, Turner throwing into coverage. This young man's amazing. 6'4", 200 and some pounds. Got a good arm. He can see the field.
Look for this one to go to his big receiver, number 2, Easty. All he's got to do is out-jump the Crabbers. Oh, it's a little quick kick.
Punt.
Get out of the way and let the ball bounce. That's okay. At least the Crabbers will get the ball now. This time they'll start this drive from their own 18-yard line. So a direct snap to the quarterback, and he just pooches the ball.
That's old school. That's real old school. 1:31 left here in the first quarter.
We're all tied up. Boy, this has been a long first quarter, hasn't it?
Watch this. He's in the shotgun formation. He gets it and just boom.
Hey, what? He was awful close to that line when he punted that ball away.
Well, he had plenty of room.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Crabbers at their own 18-yard line.
Crabbers deep in their own territory now. Let's see how they grind it out with Martinez.
There's Martinez up the middle. Met right at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like he might lose about a yard or 2 on the play.
Great Bridge trying to load up the front, knowing that Hampton is going to rely on Tron Martinez in the run. They're hardly playing the pass at all, although they start with 5 defensive backs, 2 corners and 3 safeties, and I guess they give those gentlemen the leeway to play
number
tighter
12,
and drop back.
Number 12, Brian Schwartz on the stop. They did. Most certainly did. They broke the huddle with 12 players, and that's going to cost the Crabbers.
We have a flag on the play. Preliminary signal is going to be illegal.
This referee on this side here is looking out there when the
Good
player
ball.
was coming
Legal
out.
substitution against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
He was doing some quick counting, and he was reaching for his flag while he was counting.
So it's second down now and about 17 for the Crabbers, all the way back to their own 12-yard line. Mitchell under center. Back to pass, a little screen pass out here to Martinez, out to the 20, 25, look out, 40,
He's gone.
50, and he's going to be dragged from behind all the way down inside the 40-yard line, and it looks like they're going to be marked at the 32. What a great play that was.
A super play, a super call. I don't know who came up with that on the sideline, but you're having trouble with Tron Mitchell getting up the middle. What do? You get him outside, let him go one-on-one with the backs out there, and he beat him.
Nice block
cut
there, too. Go ahead, Ross. What you got down there?
Hey, guys, if you look at that last play, it was very, very good, strategically drawn up. What they did was lined everybody up on the left, came out with a swing pass on the right, and it was like the gates just wide open down the right-hand side as he went down to the 40-yard line.
As Martinez up the middle for a small gain of about 2 on the play as he gets near the Great Bridge 35-yard line. He looks like he's inside the 35.
Well, to have Martinez effective, he's got to get some yardage on these runs that you're looking at right now. And Great Bridge knows that, and they're just stacking up the defense to stop that. And that play right there is going to have, hopefully for Hampton, some good repercussions to open that area up.
Well, we've come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Darling Stadium. The regional quarterfinal matchup between the Hampton Crabbers and the Great Bridge Wildcats. We're all tied up here at 7 apiece as the Crabbers will continue their drive as we get ready to start the second period.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46, and tonight this quarter of the game is sponsored by Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you, by Kelly's Tavern, also by Tidewater Team Sports, Solar Lighting of Virginia, Old Point National Bank, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, Jack's Family Restaurant, Affordable Mortgage and Lee Moore, Abbott Realty, Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue Ross Mugler, and the City Treasurer Molly Joseph Ward, and Anna's Italian Restaurant.
So here we go, second down and 7 now for the Crabbers. Ball sits inside of the Great Bridge 35-yard line. On fields in motion. Back to pass out of the shotgun. And again, overthrown. The intended receiver was number 15, Paul Shaw. As one of the things Mitchell's going to have to do if they're going to be successful throwing the ball is get the passes down.
Now, Tyler Moore, the defender, number 1 for Great Bridge, playing well off Paul Shaw on that pass. And Shaw's open by 5 yards. The pass just over his head.
And I know that Coach Smith is telling Matt to calm down and get your passes down, and they're open. They are open.
Now, Matt's usually very accurate on this short pass, and that's what they predominantly use.
Third down now and 7. 2 wideouts. There's a pitch to Martinez, who fumbles the ball. It was a bad pitch.
Oh,
and
fumbles
the
again.
ball's still on the ground, and we're not real sure at this point who has it.
I saw it change hands 3 times.
Crabbers have it. They recovered it. But it's going to be a big loss all the way back to the Great Bridge 47-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and long down, and the Crabbers are going to have to put the ball away.
Just a pitch that went behind Tron Martinez. He never could really get a grasp on it. The ball just bounced around. Looked like one of the Great Bridge players had it at first, and it came out of his hands and into the Crabbers eventually.
4th and 18 now for the Crabbers. Mitchell to punt the ball away. Decent punt. As the Crabbers let the ball roll in their favor all the way down to the 13-yard line, where Great Bridge will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line here with 11:10 to go here in the second quarter. Game's all tied up 7 apiece here at Darling Stadium.
If you're watching WHCS Channel 46, here's the punt from Mitchell. Nice punt, and then as you'll see where it hits down here around the 18, he gets another 5 yards on the roll. Once again, putting Great Bridge deep in their own territory. And we'll see what the young and tall 6'4" Mr. Turner can do.
He got it really spread out this time. It looks like he's going to try to run the ball up the middle.
Look at this.
And he is absolutely carrying about 4 Crabbers on his back for about 8 yards on the play.
You have to remember that young man is 6'4" at 215 pounds, and when he gets moving, he can move. Watch him. He's 1, 2, 3, and he picks up another 5-6 yards after he gets hit.
He got close to 9 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 1.
Gosh.
A whole host of Crabbers on the tackle that time as he was carrying most of them. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near, 1 to the far side in the shotgun.
Got a free play here, so look for him to go deep.
Going deep again down the right sideline and hits number 2 right on the run, Logan Heasty. All the way down to the Crabbers' 44-yard line. The ball was put right on the money.
Mike, you couldn't have called the cab and driven to that spot and put the ball in his arms any better than he did on that throw. Watch this. He looks left, comes back. Again, it's a timing play. Never broke stride, kept right going, put it right on the money. Woo.
And I tell you what, the coaching staff on the Crabbers right now are adamantly complaining about the holding calls that are not being made down there.
That's another Lee Moore first down.
2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near. That's Heasty to the near side. Back to pass again. Over the middle. It's completed to Moore. All the way down to the Crabber 30-yard line. That will be a gain of almost 15 on the play.
And Tyler Moore picking up a Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down. As we watch the replay right across the middle. Mike, these receivers are just getting out there quick and forcing the Crabber defense. And you see the Crabber defense on the field, 5, 6, 7 backs in the secondary.
Back to throw again, this time to the left. Intercepted. Oh, no! He didn't catch it. It went right through the hands of the Crabber into the hands of the Wildcat player. And I believe the completion was made to Austin Taylor, number 5, all the way down to the Crabber. Looks like 17-yard line. That looked like 7 points there, folks.
It looked like Billy Evans, number 32, right there, hat number 10. No, it's number 10. And he just stood there after the play looking at his arms and his hands like, I had that.
Devin Foster should have had the interception on that play, folks. Back to pass to a wide-open receiver again. This time it's Carvin Powell, number 10, all the way down near the 5-yard line. And they're going to kick themselves after that last play.
They really are, as we watch one of the old Hampton Crabber fans hoping his team can stop this drive.
1st and goal now from the 5. Rolling out to his left this time.
Got him.
They got him there, and then, they did get him. Down he goes.
Well, he had one receiver open in the middle of the field, comparatively speaking.
And it looks like the sack was by William Jefferson, number 60, as he is sacked all the way outside the 10, near the 15. Looks like they mark it at the 14.
Here's the replay on the screen. You see him right there brought down. But he had a receiver in the middle of the screen, or middle of the field, that was open for a minute or 2 there.
So 2nd down and goal now at the 14. That was a big play for the Crabbers defense. See if they can take advantage of that. Here we go again. This time the flag will stop play. Let's see if maybe Great Bridge may have jumped a little early. It must be that's what it's going to be because the Crabbers are clapping their hands.
Dead ball. False start against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And I understand by our statisticians that is Great Bridge's first penalty of the game. So now it's 2nd down and goal from the 19. Turner's been on target most of the game, too, guys. Back to pass again, drops back. Being flushed again. They had him back.
He's got him. He's got him, waved his hands there.
And he throws it into coverage, and it's intercepted. I believe that's Pierre Wynn, number 30. Let's see. That's exactly who it is. So Turner gets it intercepted by number 30 of the Crabbers, Pierre Wynn, and he threw it right into coverage.
He threw it into coverage, but you could see it looked like number 1 for Great Bridge in the end zone, waving his hands. He was wide open, nobody within 7 yards either side of him. He finally spots him, tries to throw it in there, and he's intercepted, Mike. Pierre
So the
Wynn doing a
Crabbers
good
dwarfed
job.
that effort of getting in there and taking the lead by the Wildcats, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. 7-7 here with 7:57 to go in the second quarter.
So even though Hampton with the best pass defense, allowing a lot of yardage, they're not letting the scores build up.
Hand off to Graves up the middle for what looks to be about 8 on the play. Number 30 on the tackle.
Here you see Mitchell with the quick handoff to Graves. He gets hit and stopped right there, but he keeps driving. If you're watching this, young guys that are playing football, keep your feet moving. He picked up another 5 yards after he was hit.
Carlton Bevins on this tackle for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 2 after that 8-yard run. Here's Graves again up the middle, close to the 30-yard line. And it depends on where they mark it. If he puts the ball on the 30, it'll be a first down.
Very, very close if it's not right.
They're already giving them the first down. So the Crabbers have a 1st and 10 right at the 30-yard line.
Watch how he moves, drives, keep moving. You want to get that forward momentum where it needs to be, and he did. Another first down for the Hampton Crabbers, and this first down is brought to you by Lee Moore, Senior Loan Officer at Affordable Mortgage.
1st and 10 for the Crabbers. 3 wide outs now. Shaw to the near side. Hands off to Martinez, and he gets away from 2 tackles all the way outside the 45 to the 47. That's a gain of about 17 yards for Martinez.
And he should have been stopped in the backfield right there. That's just a missed, blown tackle. Martinez kept moving. He picked up another first down. Lee Moore, Affordable Mortgage, first down.
1st and 10 Crabbers as they are on the move right now at their own 47-yard line. 2 wideouts to the far side. Shaw and Fields. This one is handed off to Martinez up the middle for a short 2-yard gain to the Crabber 49-yard line. Number 12 on the tackle. And that is Brian Schwartz for the Wildcats. But that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Crabbers.
Crabber front line, offensive line, and the D-line for Great Bridge having a great battle down there in the pits, watching it from up here.
Pitches to Martinez. He will outrun those outside players, and he will pick up another 18 yards all the way down to the Great Bridge 35-yard line. And this is where Hampton is going to be successful, running the ball outside.
Yeah, but this time, watch the offensive line as they just contain the defense. They get them bottled up and push to the left. It opens up that entire right side. And like you said, Martinez has got the speed to beat those linebackers. And when he gets that corner, he's going to get the step on him, and he did.
So the Crabbers are all the way down to the Wildcat 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Another Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down is Hampton moving down the field. So far for Martinez, 11 carries, 91 yards. Thanks to Brett Musgrove for that information there.
And Martinez again.
Nice.
This time he's going to pick up near 3 yards down to the 32-yard line. Give them 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Crabbers.
Good block by Billy Evans, number 32. Watch it, 40. Excuse me, that was Graves, number 42.
Number 12 for the Great Bridge Wildcats on the stop, Brian Schwartz again. We've heard his name called a lot on the defensive side.
7-7 here, 4:47, 4:46. Clock winding down in the first half.
2nd down and 7. There's another pitch to Martinez.
Nice arm.
Nice stiff arm. And he carries the ball all the way down to around the 21-yard line. That's another big gain for him. That'll put him over 100 for the game, and we're still in the second quarter.
John Martinez doing a super job of carrying the load here with the pitch. Watch his stiff arm. Now, he did that with the open hand. Normally, they'll do it with the closed hand, but he did that one with the open one. He now has 105 yards on 12 carries.
Here's Musgrove on that one, 13 carries.
13 carries, my bad, 13 carries.
This is play number 7 on this drive. There's a handoff to Graves up the middle, and he gets to about the 20-yard line, and that's it. will give them about a 1-yard gain on the play as he's stacked up right in the middle of the line. That's going to be a gain of 1, second down and 9 for the Crabbers.
Here you see the quick handoff to Graves as he goes right up the middle. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, Hampton is reestablishing the running game. And if they can do that, it's going to create ball control for them, and it's going to keep Turner off the field, and that's what they need to do. Whoa!
Well, they had that one snuffed out as Martinez is hit in the backfield after the pitch, and he's going to get a loss all the way back to the Crabber 26-yard line. Listen to this stat.
Edmund Fitch, number 33, just blows through here and smacks Martinez right to the ground.
Casey Turner, the quarterback for Great Bridge, so far in the first half, 14 of 21 with 1 interception, 183 yards. Woo. Loss of 7 on the play for the Crabbers. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and looks like about 15 here as the ball sits at the Great Bridge 26-yard line.
That yardage, Mike, it's just a showcase for the people watching this game to see the offense of Great Bridge passing and the offense for Hampton running.
We're going to get a delay of game now on the Crabbers. And Mike is not happy about that because Matt Mitchell had to get one of the wideouts to back up.
Dead ball. Delay of game against the offense.
I believe they had Martinez set up split left over, split to the right side, and he was trying to get him to back up a couple of feet. Guess they had too many people on the line of scrimmage. 3rd down again now. Add the 5 yards to that to make it about 20.
Well, Mike's not going to like that either.
Dead ball. False start against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
Hampton just making it harder for themselves here as they keep getting pushed back down the field. There you see Mike Smith. Yeah, he's not happy there. You can see that.
3rd and 25 now as the ball sits at the 36-yard line. And a couple of penalties in a row back-to-back now has hurt the Crabbers.
They're going to have to travel a long way. Look for Shaw.
Fields in the movement. Oh, he is hit as he lets it go. And it's up for grabs. It's intercepted. It looks like it was intercepted by number 12. Brian Schwartz as 82. I'm sorry, it was 82 that got the ball. Tim Cook. And Mitchell was hammered as he was letting it go. But the ball just floated in the air.
Here you can see Mitchell. He gets hit right here on the blitz. Boom. And number 82 picks it off. It's like a dying quail out there, and he scoops it up, takes off. So Hampton, who had the ball because of a break at this end of the field, turns it over. Great Bridge gets it on a break at this end of the field.
1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line now. 4 wideouts. They got them split left, 2 each. There's a pass right over the middle, and it is completed to number 5 again, Austin Taylor, all the way down to the Crabbers' 38-yard line.
Another Lee Moore 1st down, and Mike, he threaded the needle on that one. This pass went right in there, a low, hard pass. Here you see the interception once again. Watch the blitz, just nailed Matt Mitchell. And like I said, like a dying quail, that ball comes right down in the arms of number 82.
1st and 10 now from the 41-yard line. Number 1 is in the backfield for them. That's Tyler Moore. This might be a screen pass out to him. They pick him up. There's a pass wide open over there is number 22 again, Brad Hudson. He gets the ball near 1st down territory where he's brought down just shy of the Crabber 30-yard line.
Hampton doing a good job on containing this passing game as Great Bridge gets another Lee Moore 1st down. But, Mike, I'm not sure they've seen anything like this. Five receivers downfield is spreading that defense out.
Now they have 4, and again in the backfield is number 1, Tyler Moore, along with the quarterback. Back to pass again. This time, he fumbles the ball. And does the Crabbers get it?
I believe so.
The Crabbers have recovered the ball all the way out at their own 45-yard line. Is that Paul Shaw? Who is that? I can't see the number.
I'm not sure. It
looks like it's number 74, James Lynch.
Here we see Turner going back. A lot of pressure put on by the Hampton Crabbers. It's number 74, James Lynch, the defensive end. who gets the recovery. So a third turnover here in the last few minutes. Hampton taking advantage of this one, now has it near midfield.
1st and 10 from the 45, a minute 42 to go here in the second period. Still all knotted up here, 7 apiece. Here's a pitch to Martinez, and again they had him back in the backfield, and this time he does go down. And what a play by number 56 as he slows him down in the backfield. Michael Price had him, and that's what kept Martinez from getting outside.
Watch Brian Swartz come in here
right there
to end this play. There's the good pressure there. And watch Brian Swartz right there coming in to level the carrier.
So a loss of a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. Ball just shy of their own 44. Still a little bit of confusion as to what they're doing. They're taking their time getting out there. And did they break the huddle with 12 again?
Yes, they did. There they are.
Loud now. All right, you ready?
They only have 10
They only
players
got 10 players on the field.
They'll wave this one off, folks. They got to wave it off. There's only 10 players on the field.
Yeah.
There you go.
They only got 10 players on the field. The 11th one ran off. Mike Smith's pushing him back on. Not pushing him, he's getting him out there.
Well, they got lucky that time, I'll be honest with you, because the fact they were already getting close to a delay of game on the were. All right, 2nd down and 11 from the, we'll call it just shy of the 44, their own 44. 2 wide outs, 1 on either side. In motion is Sean Fields, back to pass.
Matt in trouble now. He's got him open.
He threw it into coverage, and it was almost intercepted by number 10 of the Wildcats. That was Carvin Powell. And it was intended for number 10, Debonair Foster. And I tell you what, he waited just a hair too long to let it go.
Yeah, he did.
That
Foster was open there for a moment.
Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down and 11. They've moved the ball up a half a yard. Look where it's at now.
Here's Matt in trouble, goes forward, slides back, goes right, sees the receiver, but a little late there on getting the throw in.
No, they want the clock.
That one will go incomplete.
See where the ball sits now?
They want us to get off the field. They don't want us.
I know, they moved it up a half a yard. It's now sitting on the 44. Back to pass.
Uh-oh.
And
number 30 for Great Bridge got in there and just took Matt down, twisted him around. That was number 30, Carlton Bivens, the defensive end.
So that's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play back to the 40. Actually, they moved it all the way back to the 39, a loss of 5. Timeout is called by Great Bridge as the Crabbers will have to set up to punt the ball now.
That got pressured right there and just couldn't see where to throw the ball.
Great Bridge, please reset the clock to 34 seconds.
What you got down there, Ross?
34 seconds, please.
As you can see down here, I'm in the Crabber-mobile, and I got one of Hampton's finest right here who could tell you a little bit about it.
Hey, what we got here is we're running
Timekeeper,
about a little bit
please
less than
reset the
300
clock to
PSI.
34 seconds.
We can run 600 PSI, so if you want a little louder, not a problem.
All right, guys, you've heard it straight from the Crabber-mobile.
I went over there, and he was over there, and he had that thing cranking. I'm going to tell you, all the way up in that press box, we could hear him.
And you can see the horn off the front of it there that we're hearing.
Please reset the clock to 34 seconds.
They want you to reset it to 34 seconds. So that's what they're doing now. As their timekeeper down there, Tim, is attempting to try to get it to do it, and there it is.
Well, 34 seconds left in the half at Darling Stadium as you're watching WHCS Channel 46 broadcast you the playoff game.
Matt Mitchell out of the in the shotgun, or actually in the punt formation. Tyler Moore deep for Great Bridge to receive the punt, and he's going to let it drop, and it hits a crabber right at
up there,
the 33-yard line. So the Great Bridge gets a break there. Instead of the ball being down at the 24, it's being brought all the way up to the 33, where it hit one of the crabber's legs as he was running by the ball when it landed.
That's all we got.
So the Great Bridge will take over 1st and 10 with 26 seconds to go here in the first half. Game's all knotted up still, 7 apiece.
As you saw there on the screen, Matt with the punt almost blocked as two of the Great Bridge players got in there to put a little pressure on him. He got a good punt off considering that.
4 wide receivers, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Single set back next to the quarterback, back to pass. Being flushed again out of the pocket. And down he goes at the 30. And I believe that's the Crabbers' number 60, William Jefferson, on the sack, along with number 70, Anthony Wardrett. And he's going to lose about 3 yards back to the 30.
Number 15, Paul Shaw.
Crabbers back in deep coverage on this play, and the front line just was able to get in there, and eventually, with nobody to throw to, they were able to bring Turner down.
Well, we're at the halftime here at Darling Stadium. Quarterfinal action here between the Great Bridge Wildcats and the Hampton Crabbers. At the end of the first half, the score is Hampton 7 and Great Bridge 7. Stay tuned for second half action from Darling Stadium.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you playoff action from Darling Stadium.
Here at Darling Stadium, 7-7 as we get set to start the third quarter of play, as the Crabbers will be receiving the kickoff. Go ahead and give our sponsors for the second half here of the ball.
We'll try and run these off real quickly. The third quarter of this game is going to be sponsored by Eric Thompson, Realtor, a Hampton City School alumni and former athlete. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property at 881-2004. And by Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. And I'm going to stop right here because on the screen, this guy is getting down the field.
That looked like the Crabbers' number 23, Calvin Roberts, as he fumbled the kickoff and brings the ball all the way back past or at midfield. So right off the start here, to start the third quarter play, the Crabbers will begin play 1st and 10 from their own 50.
Here's the replay on that. You see 5, 10, 15. He gets through the hole there, and he's headed for the sideline. Had one tackler to miss and didn't quite do it. Real quickly, again, let me mention some of these, and we'll kind of get these as we go along, Mike. Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B, Cannon Boulevard and Oyster Point. Newport News is one of our sponsors for the third quarter.
Matt Mitchell is in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the near side. Going in motion was Martinez, and there is a flag.
That'll give me a chance to also mention.
False start against the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Mention Solar Lighting of Virginia. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. Solar Lighting of Virginia. Dial them at 1-800-774-7865. And by Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped us here at Darling Stadium with the scoreboards. Old Point National Bank serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923.
Air win in motion for the Crabbers. Snap back to Mitchell. And I will tell you, is that number 17?
Yes, it is.
No,
it is not.
Number
12.
Number 12 read that one all the way. Brian Schwartz, he picks off Mitchell at about the 40-yard line and goes all the way in for the score.
Mike, that's like watching Santa's sleigh land on the roof and then going down to catch him look at this, his eyes are right on the quarterback and the ball the whole way. What a great shot by our camera crew to pick up that interception.
Wow, what a turn of events. After taking the ball 1st and 10 from midfield, one play and boom, Great Bridge has scored and has taken a lead right now with the extra point coming. It is good, and the extra point was kicked by number 5, Austin Taylor. It's good as Great Bridge has jumped out in front 14-7 off the interception play. There is no scoring drive because it wasn't an offensive play. Yeah, go ahead and laugh.
Well, we'll call it a scoring play anyway.
One play.
This scoring drive was brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road. And while we got a minute here, I'll go ahead with the rest of the sponsors for this quarter. Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central. by Jack's Family Restaurant, who we just mentioned, located at the corner of Pembroke and Woodland Road, and by Affordable Mortgage. Give Lee Moore a call at 873-0663. By Abbott Realty. You can contact Perry Pilgrim or any other agent at Abbott Realty. Well, actually, Perry's not an agent, but you can call them at 827-1364. And by Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler. There's Hampton City Treasurer, Molly Joseph Ward. And by Anna's Italian food sounds good right now, Mike. By Anna's Italian Restaurant, with locations on Settlers Landing Road and in Buckrow Shopping Center off Pembroke. And I'm just thinking of spaghetti and lasagna.
Eric Spizzelli is setting the ball up for Great Bridge to kick off from his own 20. Ooh. And alive. That sure quieted the crowd down.
Yes, it was quick.
23 is Calvin Roberts, deep for the Crabbers in the middle of the field. This is a short kick. Taken at the 21-yard line, I believe, by Paul Shaw. Uh-oh, the ball pops right out of his arms in the air, and it's anybody's guess whose ball it is.
Everybody's pointing every which way. We'll have to wait till they sort this out.
Oh, my goodness.
I think Hampton has it.
Gets the ball back. My goodness. That ball popped out of there like a greased eel. Crabbers did recover the ball, but they're going to start first and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Here's the replay. Paul Shaw gets the ball, starts to the middle of the field, and then cuts back to the near side. Right there as it pops out, and it looks like Great Bridge. You can see right there the ball rolling
number 12
out.
had it.
And the Hampton player able to get on top of that ball.
First and 10
nice
from
job.
the 39. Hampton only has 10 players on the field, folks, and they still get almost 7 yards on the run. Hampton only has. Okay. Second down and 4 for the Crabbers outside their own 45.
Great Bridge playing tight for the run on this. Watch for Martinez to get the handoff.
Paul Shaw in motion. There's the pitch to Martinez. Nice block. And he gets the ball into Great Bridge territory, and there is a flag on the play. But I guarantee you,
holding.
Looks like it's holding on Hampton, and I guarantee you, Coach Smith is going to say, well, you're going to call the holding on us, or you're not calling it on them. It's exactly, I guarantee you.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
And it's from the spot of the foul, so that's going to continue to make it a second down, but this time it's going to be all the way back to the 36-yard line. Second down and about 12.
Mitchell running back on the field. They're going to have to go more to Martinez on the outside. Right side, left side, one way or the other to soften up that middle. Great Bridge coming out once again, packing the center of the field, just knowing that Martinez is going to get it up the middle.
Shaw in motion. Hand off to the lead back, and I believe that's Graves, number 42, gets nowhere.
They're not going to be able to do that the way that Great Bridge is lining up. They got 4 down linemen. They got 3 backers right behind them, maybe about a yard and a half.
Ball sits at the 38-yard line.
There you can see on the replay, over 3/4 of the Great Bridge defense is right in the middle of the field. They're going to have to go to that outside play again. Maybe the quick little pass by Matt to the outside to the top of the field, or bring Martinez again back to this side, the near side, see if they can get that corner turn. They've got to spread that Great Bridge defense out. Otherwise, they're going to bottle up that running game.
3rd down, and we'll call it 11. Fields in motion. Back to
Blitz
pass.
on the outside.
Pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was going to be intended for Sean Fields over the middle of the field, and it falls way short after it was deflected by the Wildcats right at the line of scrimmage.
You see the blitz coming from the top of the screen, number 33, it looks like, and the pass blocked right there.
Actually, I believe it was going to go to Paul Shaw on the outside, but incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 11 for the Crabbers. Matt Mitchell in to punt the ball.
Not having a problem today throwing those passes. That's about 2 or 3 of them that have been deflected.
As the Wildcats back up out of the way, and Matt Mitchell gets a great punt all the way down to the 21-yard line. give them about 41 yards on the punt. That'll give the Wildcats a 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line.
Folks, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. Our production crew today consists of Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bateman, and Steve Fryer on the cameras. We have Andy Foley with graphics and animation, the slow motion man, Mike Nowinski, camera control operator Sarah Myers, production assistant Renee Camden, audio and chief engineer Don Schraus. Whoops.
Bubble on the snap, and down he goes. Like Pierre Wynn on the sack for the Crabbers.
Center.
As the center didn't get the ball to Turner back in the backfield, and he had to go down for the ball. And at 6'5",
that's a long way to go. That ball looked like it didn't get off the ground at all, hardly.
Loss of about 6 on the play, all the way back to the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 16 for the Wildcats. Now Turner in the shotgun. 4 wideouts, 3 bunched up together here to the near side. I mean, they're standing right next to each other.
Watch it coming to this side real quick.
There's a pass over the middle. It's completed to number 10, Carvin Powell, outside the 15 to about the 18. He'll pick up maybe 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Wildcats.
Turner working on the corners all day long. It continues again to look one way, throw back the other way. And he's hitting those short passes as they move up the field.
And the Crabbers are going to give them that play all day long.
I'm not sure they want to, but they are.
Turner had like 212 yards passing in the first half. That's a lot of passing in one half, folks. Back in the shotgun again, back to pass. Pass was off of the hands of Carvin Powell, number 10 for the Wildcats. That is incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and 14 for the Wildcats, as they will have to set up the punt.
Hampton had a blitz coming off the left side. You can see it right in the middle of your screen, leaving 2 receivers on this side, one of them wide open. The pass just not on target that time.
Zale, number 89, the punter, set it up. And I guess they pronounce his name Fazil. That's Sean Fields back at the 45-yard line awaiting the punt. That ball snapped real high.
Blocked.
And it is blocked by the Crabbers. Either way, the Crabbers are going to be in good shape here. They're going to be all the way inside the 5. 1st and goal after the Crabbers blocked the punt.
Either that was a bad center or the punter just couldn't hold on to it. He never really had much control of that at all, Mike.
The punter had to jump for the ball.
Watch this shot on the replay here. We've got it from the ground. Here comes the snap, and it is way up there.
By the time he gets himself set, they're already on him.
Yeah. Hampton's not going to give you much time with those quick guys on the front line, so now super opportunity for them to score.
1st and goal here at about the 2. Right up the middle. Did he work his way in for the score? He did. What a play by Martinez. Right up the middle. He just, second effort, gets in to brings that game down to a 14-13 score, as the Crabbers will go 1 play, 2 yards, in about 5 seconds.
Here's the ground level view of Martinez, and again, we talked about this earlier in the game, and I said if there's any young players out there, keep your eyes on this young man as he continues to drive and keep his feet moving.
And for the tie, Mitchell, it is good. So in this 3rd quarter, 8:23 to go here left in the 3rd. The Crabbers on a 3-yard run up the middle by Martinez, not to score at 14 all.
And here's a replay of Martinez going into the end zone, and this scoring drive and the stats are brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Jack's, located at the corner of Pembroke Avenue and Woodland Road in Hampton. Watch him pop out right there on the side of your screen and in the end zone. Tron Martinez, one of the top runners in the Peninsula District. Either one.
That was about 1 play, 3 yards, about 5 seconds?
About 5 seconds. So both teams capitalizing early here in the second half.
We're knotted back up at 14 all here early in the 3rd quarter. Mitchell sets to tee it up and kick, and there it goes to the near side. And it's caught by number 1 at about the 14-yard line. Nice play. And I believe that was number 54.
It was.
Monto Haney on the stop. Moore on the reception, and he will be brought down at the let's see, about the 17-yard line. So the Great Bridge Wildcats will take over 1st and 10.
Nice shoestring tackle there by the Crabbers. So here comes the young quarterback from Great Bridge again, 6'4", young Mr. Turner, Casey Turner, with over 2,500 yards on the season and 33 TDs. He's added about 200 more yards today.
4 wide outs to the far side, back to pass, being pressured. He's hit in the back, and now he's on the run. And down he goes at about the 21-yard line. He'll pick up maybe 3 or 4 on the play. 66 for the Crabbers on the stop, and that is Tyrell Wilson.
When the Hampton defense is able to get by the offensive line, their quickness is forcing Turner out of the pocket. And as you can see from here, and this is no bad detriment to the young man. He's 6'4", 215. He's not as fleet of foot as some of the other players, and Hampton's able to run him down quickly.
Gain of 5 all the way to the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 5 now for the Wildcats. In motion is Hudson. And
what
a lot
that
of movement, but the ball never got snapped.
Yeah, this center is having some problems today, in the second half anyway. He was hitting himself in the head
Dead
there.
Ball. Snap infraction. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Takes it back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Wildcats.
Snap infraction. I like that. That's a oops. I was supposed to do that. Didn't do it.
Says, hike, and the ball never gets hiked.
Watch the center. He'll kind of move. Watch him. Ooh, that hurts. Look, see him. He pulls the ball back and doesn't go. He still got it. he just pulls it up.
I'm surprised that the Hampton line didn't really go after him on that one, but they didn't. 2nd down and 10 as the crowd is really getting piped up out here now, as you can hear. Back to pass over the middle. Oh, it was complete. And popped right up, and Pierre Wynn catches it in the air. What a hit. And there's a flag thrown, but I'm telling you, there's flags all over the field. But the Crabbers, number 30, Pierre Wynn, picks the ball up off of the fumble straight up in the air.
I'm not so sure you can call that a fumble. That was a hit and a pop. Woo! Watch the replay.
Where's your spot? Where's your spot? Your spot?
Here's the pass. It's caught.
10
and then watch
yards
this
from
hit.
that spot. 10 yards from that spot.
Boom. Right there.
Following the interception, we have blocking it back against the defense. 10-yard penalty. Hampton keeps the ball. 1st down.
Hampton gets a break here. If we see the replay again, I want you to look at one of the Hampton defenders push a player from Great Bridge before the pass. Right before the receiver Moore caught the ball to our side of the field, one of the Hampton players actually pushed a Great Bridge player right in the back.
Well, I missed that. What I did say was the catch by the Great Bridge team, and then a nice hard shot on the tackle that loosed the ball right into Pierre Wynn's hand.
At the 27-yard line, the Crabbers have the ball again after the turnover, 1st and 10.
Like
as Martinez will get the ball close to the 25 and pick up a couple of yards there, and that's about it. And if you want to pick a player from Great Bridge that made the tackle, go ahead. The entire team, was right there.
Here's that fumble again.
It was right there, but we didn't get a chance to see it. But he catches the ball, and the ball just pops up in the air.
He catches it and pops in the air because he got hit.
The question is, do they consider that a fumble or do they consider it an interception? Because I don't know. I'm not sure that the receiver had the ball long enough.
Oh, he had it long enough. He caught it. He made the move. He turned, and then as he took a step or two, he was hit low and hit hard. And that's when the ball popped right out.
A situation right now with Coach Smith with 3 of the referees on the sideline here, and I'm not real sure what they're saying. Maybe Ross can hear what's going on. Ross, what you got down there?
Hey, guys, Mike Smith is very upset because what is happening, and you can actually see it on the sideline, is the defense is holding the offensive linemen and pulling them down from the back. And he's very upset about it, and it is happening. You can see it from the sideline.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Ross. 2nd down and about, we'll call it 2nd and 8 for the Crabbers. Ball sits right at the Great Bridge 25-yard line.
Watch the near side here.
Back to pass, being flushed out. Oh, he gets away from one tackler, and he's got a sideline. If he can get a block, down at the 20. So he's going to pick up about 5 yards, Mitchell, on the play. Down to the 20-yard line on the little scramble there.
Nice recovery by Matthew on this play as he's trapped in the backfield.
Watch him duck right underneath the
You'll see it come in right here, and he just ducks, like you said, and he's got some open field over here, and he picks up about 8, 9 yards, 7 yards. Good job, Matthew.
Third down, and we'll call it 3rd and 2 for the Crabbers at the 20-yard line. See if Martinez will get this one.
There's the pitch.
Oh, what a shot that time by the Wildcats, number 33, Edmund Fitch. And Martinez gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it because he was hammered.
That's the play they're going to have to stop. That's a good play for Hampton to run to open up the middle. This time, Great Bridge is ready for
right
it.
here.
Wow.
Boom.
Head to head.
4th down and 2 now for the Crabbers at the 20. It looks like the Crabbers are going to go for it.
I think they think about a field goal. Matt's got the leg.
Yeah, he has the wind here, too.
Surprised.
4th down and 2. Let's see if the Crabbers try to draw them offside here. And that's exactly what they were going to do. And the Crabbers will have to call timeout here, and that'll be their first timeout of the second half.
I think I'd take a shot at 3 here if I were the Crabbers. The wind is blowing that direction. Matt's got the leg.
And they will attempt a field goal. This will be set down at the 27-yard line. So this will be a 37-yard attempt by Matt Mitchell. He has hit one from this distance early in the season, so we know he's got the leg to do it. We were watching him warming up from 50 yards out.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty close there. And the wind is at his back, so he has the advantage of the wind to help him here. There's the snap. It's down on the tee. The kick is up. It's a little wobbly. Is it long enough? And it is good. A 37-yard field goal by Matt Mitchell puts the Crabbers out in front for the first time today by a score of 17-14 over the Great Bridge Wildcats.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. And in the booth with us tonight, we have Bob Killen on stats, and we have our other young man over here. Well, maybe not so young, but he's pretty decent, isn't he?
Yeah, Brent.
And his name is Brent Musgrove. And Brent Musgrove gets us all the information we need. And you can see, well, you can't see Brent from there, but you can almost see him. There you can see the waving hand. He's right to the left of that. Down on the field, we have Ross Carney. Up in the booth with us, we also have Dr. Patrick Rousseau, the superintendent of Hampton City Schools. He's been watching the game behind us for a while here.
He's standing behind you, getting ready to give you a whack.
He did. And he's wearing his Hampton Crabber jacket today and looks very, very nifty. You know, I always wanted one of those as a child. I was going to go to H.W. Thorpe Junior High School and then on to Hampton, but unfortunately, in the year I was supposed to go to Thorpe, they built a new junior high, and I went there and then to a new high school.
Kickoff by the Crabbers is covered by number 2, Logan Hasty. So the kick was covered at the 11 and brought out to the 31, so that's a 20-yard return for the Wildcats, where they will take over 1st and 10.
And here you see the kickoff return. There's about 5, 10, 15, about 20-some yards right there, 22, 23 yards.
He picks up 20 yards on the return all the way to the 31. 1st and 10 for Great Bridge. 17-14. Crabbers out in front here in the third quarter. 5:02 left in the third.
All sorts of things going on here. Loose balls, turnovers, interceptions.
4 wideouts again to the far side. Back to throw a little short pass to number 2, and he gets away from the Crabbers, and he's outside the 45, near the 45-yard line where he goes down. That pass was completed to Logan Hasty. But Hasty gets all the way to the 45-yard line. That would be a 1st down.
Here's the replay. It's another quick pass. Just putting it in his hands and letting him go one-on-one. He gets a slip tackle there, has a lot of room in front of him. Is he able to pick up a 1st down? And that's another Affordable Mortgage Leemore 1st down.
Forced out over there by Sean Fields, number 7. First and 10 at the 45 for Great Bridge.
This is going to be interesting. The short side of the field is where they have their 4 receivers.
There's a pass over the middle, and it is almost interception. That's another one that went right through the hands of a Crabber. And I'll tell you what, he was right on that play.
That was Paul Shaw.
And the pass was intended for number 22, Brad Hudson.
Hunter tries to thread that one in there, and again, it's double coverage, and Shaw almost gets
came
it,
up with it,
and then gets nailed by Billy Evans. Great job by the Hampton defense. Mike, they're beginning to get some pressure on Turner in the backfield.
Second down and 10 now from the 45. Back to pass. Watch the screen out here. It's well covered. Pass over the middle, overthrown and intercepted. Intercepted by Sean Fields at the Crabber 35-yard line.
And of all the players that Hunter could have thrown to, I don't think that's the one I would have picked. He had a couple to the near side here that were open.
Arvin Powell was the intended receiver, and it was overthrown, and a nice diving play. Go ahead, Ross. What you got down there?
Hey, guys. If you see the adjustments that Hampton's made for the second half, in the past they were staying with the quarterback's eyes, and then the quarterback for Great Bridge was coming back to the other side. Now they're staying at home, they're staying with their man, and now they've come up with 2 interceptions. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. First and 10 now for the Crabbers after the interception by Sean Fields. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. Hand off to Martinez up the middle, breaks the tackle, picks up about 6 on the play to the 46-yard line.
Runs into his own man there and might have had some more yardage.
Tyler Moore, number 1 for the Wildcats on the stop.
4:02 left in the third quarter here at Darling Stadium as you're watching WHCS. Watch him run right here into his own man. Maybe would have had 1 or 2 more yards.
Second down and 4 for the Crabbers at the 46. Out in front now, 17-14 here late in the third quarter.
Crabbers beginning to capitalize on these breaks they're getting.
Again, hands off.
Wow.
Hard hit down.
Wow.
Martinez gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, his head was here, and then it was down. He got nailed. Watch right here on your screen as he comes through. Boom. Looked like number 33 for Great Bridge. Just a great tackle.
Edmund Finch on the stop for Great Bridge, and he hit Martinez head on. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Third down and 4 at the 41-yard line for the Crabbers.
Good time to come to the near side here with Martinez. There's a lead blocker that could help right there.
In motion and wide open is Paul Shaw. He makes one move to the inside, comes back to the outside, breaks a couple of tackles.
Look at him
and
go.
Look at him fighting his way all the way inside of Great Bridge's 40-yard line. What a play.
A fantastic run after the catch by Paul Shaw.
20 yards on the play.
See him in motion. He goes to the middle and cuts outside. Matt hits him right here. He's trying to find somewhere to go, picks the inside, gets a little lane, and then he's stopped, and then 10 yards later, finally is stopped.
Gain of 20 on the play and a first down for the Crabbers. Ball sits at the Wildcats' 39-yard line. Shaw in motion again. This time it's handed off to Martinez. Stutter steps to his left, back to his right, and he gets outside just outside of the Wildcats' 30-yard line. They may mark it at the 32. That's a gain of about 7 on the play. That'll bring up a second down and 3 for the Crabbers.
If you wanted a jitterbug lesson, there it is right there. Left, right, left, right, left, right, boom.
Maybe we can get some stats on Martinez on the game so far, possibly how many yards he's got rushing from Brent when he gets a chance. Say 154.
Another one to it.
119, okay. 119 yards rushing for Martinez so far. Martinez on the carry that time near the 30. That'll pick up on maybe 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a third down and 1. So Martinez now has 121 yards rushing for the game.
Here's that last play as Martinez gets it off the left side this time. Oh, excuse me, right side.
Just works his way in second effort, gains him a couple of yards. Third down and 1 here.
Great Bridge is learning there. You notice they got him around the ankles this time. You're going to have to stop him from moving.
There's Martinez again. He met right at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. He did not get enough for the first down, folks, as he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
That Carlton Bivens, number 30.
That's going to bring up a fourth down and a yard.
Clock winding down, 40 seconds left. Here's the replay on this last one. Number 30 is who it was. Bivens right in there.
Down under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Confidence in the running game. 4th and 1. You give it to Tron Martinez, you get the first down.
He's going to try to draw him off sides. Nope. There's Martinez on the outside, and that's where he had to go, and he got just enough to get the first down as he carries the ball for about 4 yards to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Crabbers.
Martinez picking up a Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down.
Here's a replay of that last run. Outside is where the Crabbers have really had success today.
Yeah, he just kind of slides off the block right there. Nice block by number 60 for the Crabbers, and that's William Jefferson.
Did a great job maintaining his balance. He looked like he almost slipped down. So we've come to the end of the third quarter of play, and the Hampton Crabbers lead the Great Bridge Wildcats 17-14 here at Darling Stadium.
Excuse me, Mike. WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the playoffs from Darling Stadium. In the fourth quarter, the sponsors will be Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, Nancy Staten, director. And by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations in the peninsula at Port Warwick off Jefferson and on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Tidewater Team Sports at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters. By Solar Lighting of Virginia. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. Give Solar Lighting of Virginia a call at 800-774-7865. And by Old Point National Bank. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Roads since 1923. By Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central. By Jack's Family Restaurant at the corner of Pembroke and Woodland Road. Jack's, a local family favorite. And by Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage. A call at 873-0663 will get all your mortgage needs accounted for. And by Abbott Realty, Anna's Italian Restaurant, and the Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler, and the City Treasurer, Molly Joseph Ward.
Well, that was going to be a 5-yard penalty, as I believe the Crabbers wide receiver moved a bit early.
Start against the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Shaw happened to take about a quarter of a step early on that play, and 5 yards back on the play, so that's going to bring up a first down at 15 now as the ball sits at the 32-yard line. If the Crabbers can take advantage of all those turnovers that the Great Bridge has been very gracious enough to give them here in the third quarter. But Hampton's defense really has started to play well here in the second half.
Yes, they have, Mike. They've done a super job, and the offense has begun to click.
Mitchell under center, hands fakes it. Oh, better get rid of it quick. And
he's got him wide open.
And it's completed to Shaw inside the 5, all the way down to the 1-yard line. And I tell you what, Matt Mitchell was hammered as he let go of the ball, and he had just enough mustard on it to get it to Shaw.
Great plays on both sides here of the center. Matt getting nailed, has the presence to get that ball off. Shaw was wide open. Of course, getting hit has slowed the pass down a little bit. And what a catch that Shaw made between 2 defenders, Mike.
Well, they set the ball just outside the 1-yard line. We'll call it 1st and goal. And about 1.5 yards to go here for the Crabbers.
Hampton steamrolls down with the run and then rides in on the air.
Martinez underneath the crowd into the end zone. It looked like Great Bridge tried to go over the top to stop him, and he went under him. 1.5 yards for Martinez and another touchdown for the Crabbers as they extend their lead now to 23-14 here in the fourth quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the real Hampton Crabbers as they just grind it out and do what they need. Quick defense, good, solid offense, smart heads-up plays. They're doing it all right now, Mike.
Here's Mitchell out of the hole of Sean Fields. The kick is up, a little pooch kick, and does it go through? It did. It went through. So the extra point is good by Mitchell. The score, the Crabbers 24 and the Great Bridge Wildcats 14. 11:31 to go here in the fourth quarter of play.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the regional playoffs from Darling Stadium. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. Let's take a look, Mike, at the replay of that pass that set this up again. Matt gets hit hard and it just slows down the ball. Shaw had been open, but look how he gets up there. Keeps his concentration on the ball and is able to bring it in and control it. I mean, just a super catch by Paul Shaw.
Find men from the, I believe they're the fire department crew that's here for the
I think you're right.
That's probably the emergency
crew.
Let's hope we don't have to use them like
we needed them last night. We don't want to use them again tonight. Not
the
at all.
Crabbers have a 10-point lead now over the Great Bridge Wildcats. They will be kicking off from their own 40 as Mitchell will be setting up the tee now. As back deep for the Great Bridge Wildcats is number 1, Tyler Moore.
This is going to be interesting now, Mike, because with this fast, quick Hampton defense, knowing that Turner's going to have to throw now.
Number 10 takes the ball at the 25 and he scoots to the outside and has a lot of running room where he is forced out of bounds at the Crabber 43-yard line. And that was number 10, Carvin Powell, on the reception from Matt Mitchell's kick.
I know Hampton didn't want to see that happen at this point after that great scoring drive of theirs, but you see him cut right through here, and he gets an opening. He's got a lot of daylight in front of him. He'll take it into Hampton territory where Turner will go to the air, but keep your eye on the Hampton defense now. I think you're going to see some really good pressure.
Turner again in the shotgun. He hasn't taken a snap yet all game from under center. Number 2 in motion is Heasty. Got an entire team came in there. It was intended. The screen pass was intended for Heasty up in the middle of the pack. And I'm going to tell you something. The offensive line let him come through just a hair too soon.
Watch this. It's like, hello, here we come. And the blitz was on from the outside.
5 Crabbers went right through the line of scrimmage. And it's a good thing number 60 didn't catch the ball. Incomplete pass brings up a second down and 10. Now ball rests at the Crabber 43-yard line. 3 wide outs to the near side, including Logan Heasty, one of their big receivers so far today. Back to pass. Good pressure up the middle. He's going to take that ball, and he throws the ball out of bounds. It was intended for number 10, and there is a flag. And it looks like the referee is going to get the Wildcats for a hold all the way back here inside of their own territory.
Here comes the pressure from the Crabber defense. Great Bridge with an extra blocker in the backfield. So number 74 able to get around and right about there. Right there. See it right there on the right-hand side of your screen and right there.
Live ball. Holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll replay second down.
I saw 2 holdings there, so they got 1 of them.
It ends up an 18-yard loss, by the way, because it was a spot foul.
Pressure by the Hampton defense. Pressure by the Hampton defense. Mike is starting to smell it.
Second and 28 now.
Let's go,
Great Bridge. 2 wide outs to the far, 2 wide outs to the near. Single setback, and their tight end, or their tackle over there, was actually in his up position, backing up.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Oh, another 5 yards to that will make it second down and 32.
Great Bridge beginning to struggle on offense now,
Start
Mike.
timeout. Great Bridge.
Great Bridge calls timeout now to try to talk it over, as they're doing the one thing you don't want to do offensively is go in the wrong direction.
No. And that's where they're headed. And it was a good call for a timeout. They're beginning to make mistakes, and they need to stop.
One of the things that's really changed since the first half is the Crabber defensive front line is penetrating to the point where it is forcing the Wildcat quarterback, Casey Turner, to scramble and try to find receivers instead of being able to have the time to set up and throw it.
Well, they did that in the first quarter, Mike, and they were putting pressure on Turner. He did scramble at that time, but he was finding his receivers and hitting them. Now the secondary has stepped up. They're beginning to cover, and he has nowhere to throw the ball, and he's not going to have much time as long as this Hampton front line gets in there. Well, and when you've got Jefferson, Wardrett, Wilson, and Lynch coming down, you better find something quick to throw to.
A lot of that has to do with what he was talking. There's another hold right there that wasn't called. You could see it very clearly from up here as the ball was completed to number 1, Tyler Moore, for a short gain of about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And one of the things that Ross was talking about earlier as far as the defensive backs are concerned is they weren't looking at the first intended receiver.
Yeah. Good recovery there by the Hampton defense. They blew, Great Bridge blew 4 receivers out, pushing the secondary back, and then they threw the pass underneath.
3rd down and about 29 now for the Wildcats. Ball sits at their own 39-yard line. They got to go all the way to the Crabber 33 for a 1st down. Back to pass. Deep pass over the middle, and what a defensive play, because if he hadn't jumped, I'll tell you what, number 5 right there, and Austin Taylor, would have been all his way in.
And guess who it was that blocked that one and knocked it down? I'll give you a hint. Number 15.
That's right.
Paul Shaw.
Paul Shaw has been all over the place today, folks.
Watch him get up on this, because the receiver gets 2 steps on everybody.
And did you see how open he was?
Man, that is that's a point saver right there.
Azeel is in to kick now for the Wildcats as Sean Fields is back deep for the Crabbers. Back standing at his own 32-yard line. Ball is snapped in the ground. Decent kick up there. Let's call a fair catch as Fields takes it at his own 31-yard line. No yards on the return. But again, we have a flag down here. And if it's against Great Bridge, they're going to take the penalty. They'll make them kick it again.
What's going on? We've had some bad snaps here.
Illegal formation against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
So he says, bring the ball back here. We're going to march him back. March him back 5 yards, and we'll do it again. Looks like they didn't have enough people on the line of scrimmage for the play. After a 5-yard penalty, the Wildcats will kick it again, and Sean Fields will move up about 5 more yards. See if he has a chance of being able to run this one back. They really have had problems sending the ball back to the kickers, too, today. This time it was a good snap. That's a good spiraling
nice
punt.
Kick.
Sean Fields takes the fair catch, this time at the 30, so they lose a yard.
Yep.
So either way, the Crabbers, oh, wait a minute, there's another flag on the play by the same referee.
In the same area.
We have illegal formation against the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Maybe we can see this again and see if we can figure out what it is.
What the illegal formation is. How many men do you have to have on the line when you punt? Let's see if we have 7,
Well, if that's the case, you would think that both line judges would be calling that if they didn't have 7 people, but it's the same referee that's calling it. And he's correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 men back, so they don't have 7 men on the line.
The wide receiver on our end of the field was a yard off the
1, 2, 3,
ball.
4,
Now,
5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
now.
5, 6, 7. Now they got him.
Because the wide receiver was asking the referee if he was good. He was shaking his head no. This time it did.
Another bad snap.
In the ground. Hampton may get a better field position here as the ball goes, well, not much. He'll pick up about 5 yards or 6 yards off of that one as the ball goes out of bounds at the Crabbers' 38-yard line, where the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10. It was interesting watching that play right there just now as the wide receiver, the wide out, was off the line again, and he was looking at the referee, asking him, is he on the line?
And the ref kept saying no.
Shaking his head. He moved up a couple of feet, and referee shook his head. Yes, okay, now you're good.
And you can usually do that, or you can look over, and the ref will have his hands there telling you you're onside or where you're supposed to be, and this kid wasn't looking.
First and 10 Crabbers at their own 38-yard line. In control now, up by 10, 24-14 here at the midway point of the fourth quarter. Martinez off the left side to the 40 for a gain of about 2.
This is where,
what was that,
9:55, 54. This is where Hampton likes to be, in control of the game, where they can grind it out now. Just pick it up a few yards there. Watch Martinez to continue getting the ball. They should throw in Graves every now and then. I don't think you're going to see much passing from the Crabbers at this point. There you see, is that Freddie DeCrab? Is he still around?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time. That looked like the back of Russo, to be honest with you.
Look at him drive.
Martinez again up the middle for close to 5 yards. He'll be just shy of the 45, and that'll bring up a third down and a long 3 for the Crabbers.
There you see our scoreboard, sponsored by Old Point National Bank, and we got 2 new ones coming up here at Darling Stadium as we watch that last play on the replay. Thank you, Mr. Mike Nowinski. He does a super job of our slow motion instant replay. That young man down there is constantly redoing the plays that you see.
We'll be picking players of the game. Both players for Hampton, one on the offense and hopefully one on the defense. As so far, the defensive team has done a great job, and there is a flag, and that's exactly what Mike Smith has been looking for, to give a free first down.
Prior to the snap, encroachments on the defense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
The defensive end on our side of the field here jumped early and crossed the neutral zone, and that's a 5-yard penalty, and it's an automatic first down.
The 5-yard penalty will give Hampton a first down.
Thank you. He had said 5-yard penalty, third down. I'm going, wait a minute. Put you in first down territory. And that's another Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down.
The Crabbers have a first and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Crabbers are beginning to move upfield, slowly, surely, methodically.
There's a pitch to Martinez.
He's got it open
around the right side. He slips past one tackler and rolls forward to about the 44-yard line of Great Bridge. That's a gain of about another 7 for Martinez. Great job. And look at the lead block by Graves here. Watch 42 get a lead block.
Watch, right there, boom, and then he makes a nice leap to pick up about 1, 2, 3 more yards.
And that was also a nice block in there by Pierre Wynn as he was helping out. 7-yard pickup by Martinez brings up a second down and 3 for the Crabbers.
24-14, the Hampton Crabbers ahead in this game, hoping to move on to the next round.
Martinez on the right side.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Look out, he might go this time. Down to the 20, 15, to the 10, and it goes home. 45 yards by Martinez over the right side for the Crabbers, and they now extend their lead to 30-14 here in the fourth quarter.
Thron Martinez got the block, found the seam. Watch this as he bounces off here. And this is the opening, and if you give that young man daylight, he's going, watch this, I love this. Boom, I'm in.
Touchdown.
Exclamation point, this game is over.
Extra point attempt by Matt Mitchell out of the hold of number 7, Sean Fields. See if he can get a little bit better boot out of this one. There's a nice snap, ball's down, and got it kicked a little bit too low that time, so score. Hampton 30 and Great Bridge 14 here with 7:27 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Again, don't forget, we got to pick the offensive and defensive players of the game.
I've already got 2. Here we go with this block kick. It centers a little bit high. It took an extra time, but kick was also a little low. But I'll tell you what, at this
Good
point,
penetration right
30
there
to 14, no problem. I've had these 2 names in my head for quite a while. I want you to write down what you think. You've got the same ones I've got down. You've got the same ones that Brent has down. I don't think there's a question at all about who the players of this game are going to be. And look, these people agree too as they're up there clapping, cheering the Crabbers on as they extend their lead to 30-14. Smash mouth football running game at its best. Tron Martinez having a super game.
All right, the scoring drive for the Crabbers, 63 yards in 4 plays, 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
And this scoring drive statistics brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. And here's that play once again. Martinez now with 183 yards in the game.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a pooch kick to the side or an onside kick, but whatever. It was received by Great Bridge at their own 46-yard line. And that you don't want to give a team that much field position.
I think it was just a missed kick on that one, Mike, that just got off the side of his foot there.
First and 10 for Great Bridge from their own 46-yard line, and let's see how the Crabber defense rises to the occasion again.
They're psyched right now. You see them down on the field raising their hands up and down. They're jumping. They're pumped. They know they've got the lead now, and they're just going to play D.
Well, they tried to pass the ball the entire game. They had 212 yards in the first half, very successful. And so far here in the second half, the Crabbers have done a good job. There's a pass that's completed underneath the number 10, Carvin Powell, and that's what the Crabbers are going to give them. They're not going to try to give them anything else. Give them the short stuff.
Well, that was a nice.
The clock's in their favor.
Yes,
right now.
it is. It is. That's a nice little cross pattern as you've got the receivers crossing over here. One comes underneath, gets the opening. But Hampton's set up for this, and they're going to give them 2, 3, 5 yards, and that's it.
Here win on the stop for the Crabbers.
It's the way Hampton's been intercepting the long pass today. Maybe they'd like to have them throw long.
The pass again. Being flushed
nowhere to go. The receivers are covered.
Over the middle, it is completed by number 5 this time, and that's Austin Taylor, as he is brought down at the Crabber 29-yard line, and that's going to be good for a first down.
That's a Lee Moore first down, Affordable Mortgage. I'm not sure how he got clear because he was covered there for a while, Mike. I think somebody sloughed off of him when they shouldn't have. And that's how he got open because I was watching the entire backfield and every receiver was covered.
Paul Shaw and Debonair Foster on the stop for the Crabbers. Here we go, first and 10. Ball marked at the 28. Rolling to his right, passes through the arms of the intended receiver, Carvin Powell, number 10. Incomplete pass, second down and 10 now for Great Bridge.
We've seen several of those today, Mike. Balls in and out from Great Bridge receivers' arms, and I don't think that's indicative of what they normally are used to. These guys are pretty sure-handed.
Casey Turner has done a great job putting the ball on the receiver's hands.
He has, and you know, Hasty with 52 receptions, Taylor with 47. These guys know what they're doing, but for whatever reason today, I don't know whether it's a cold or what.
Second 10 now for Great Bridge at the Crabber 28. Again, back to pass.
Right here, he missed his man.
Good defense. This time it's completed to the receiver, number 5, Austin Taylor. He'll be brought down at the Crabber 23-yard line. That's about a 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up third down and 5. And again, they are going in a no huddle.
Like number 1 out of the backfield comes straight out and goes off to the right. He's wide open over here. And he was jumping up like, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Third down and 5 now for Great Bridge at the Crabber 23. No huddle again. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. They have 2 tight ends in now. Back to pass. Over the middle. It is completed and hit hard right there at about the 11-yard line. And I believe it's number 1 on the reception. It is Tyler Moore. Brought down by the Crabbers, number 32, Billy Evans, but it's a first down at the 11. And you'll notice that they brought in extra blocking help on the line for Great Bridge.
They're still sending the receivers deep downfield, trying to push the secondary way out, and then they're going underneath.
Oh, look at that.
What a
That's
catch.
all he had to do was wait for it to come back down. Touchdown, Great Bridge. Logan Hasty for the reception.
That was literally a jump ball.
Defensively, Crabbers played it the way they should have. They just didn't finish it.
Watch this. Hunter gets it in there, and it's just up. They tap it up. He just turns around, gathers it in.
So they're going for 2 here. And there is a flag, as it looks like there's going to be a little bit of movement by Great Bridge.
Prior to the snap. False start on the offense. Replay the try.
5-yard penalty now. Now the extra point attempt will be tried from back at about the, 8-yard line now?
Great Bridge took what Hampton gave them, went down the field, and got a little bit of a lucky break there in the end zone. Try to bring this game within 8 points.
30-20 currently, going for 2 here. Back to pass, and he is hit as he lets the ball go, and the ball hits the upright on the goalpost. Incomplete pass, so the extra point attempt is no good. And it looks like we've got a Crabber here that is hurting coming off the field. I believe that's number 66 on the play, Tyrell Wilson. I'm not real sure what happened to him.
Watch this play as Turner goes back looking for a receiver, and he just throws it toward the back of the end zone, hoping that the receiver can get to it. He is open, but the pass is a little high.
Just a bit high. 30-20 is the score. The Crabbers out in front here in the fourth quarter. 5:35 to go here, as the Crabbers cling to a 10-point lead now, and they will be in a position right now where I guarantee you with only 5.5 minutes to go, they're going to be onside kicking it here.
Oh, they have to if they want to touch the ball again, or a chance of touching the ball again. Watch what Hampton does in terms of putting people up there with hands and speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all going to be within,
everybody's within about
10
15
yards of the 50.
Looks like number 5 is setting the ball up, Austin Taylor, to kick it. That is not normally the normal kickoff player. There is the kick, and is received by Crabbers right at the 46-yard line. Good job. Catch it, fall down.
Looked like James Lynch, number 74, coming off field there, that just went right down on the ball and covered it up.
So the Crabbers get the ball at the 47 where they'll be 1st and 10. So he didn't get a bounce. That's what he was looking for.
No, he didn't get it. And Lynch grabbed it, covered it. Excellent play. Gives the Crabbers good field position. Absolutely. With 5:33 to go in the game here.
That is the backlash of not getting an onside kick. 5:33 to go. 30-20. Crabbers out in front. Here
10
in the
points.
Fourth quarter.
It's a cold and wet Saturday afternoon at Darling Stadium.
Mitchell in there behind the center, hands the ball off to Martinez, who scoots his way past the 50, all the way down to about the 48-yard line, as the Crabbers will continue to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, there's the shivering crowd up in the booth.
Shivering crowd in the booth. Well, you took your coat off earlier.
Well, I did. I wanted to make sure that I was able to use it later when it's going to be really cold tonight. We've got another game to do yet as Bethel plays in the evening matchup.
2nd down and just under 5 to go at the Great Bridge 48-yard line. Mitchell again under center.
Just asked us if they wanted to know how cold it was outside. Ross has been outside of on the field the whole game. And if you think I'm cold out here, Mike, how cold do you think Ross is?
How cold are you down there, Ross?
There's Susan Bowers on the screen, one of our cameramen. Actually, Susan Bowers can't be a cameraman, can she? No, she doesn't look cold.
Oh, man.
She's a camera woman. Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baden, Steve Fryer on the cameras for WHCS Channel 46. Andy Foley, our graphics and animation. Mike Nowinski with the slow motion and the instant replay. Sarah Myers, the lovely Sarah Myers, our camera control operator, and the beautiful Renee Camden, production assistant. Audio and chief engineer, who we had to help us with our audio before the game, Don Sherrouse. The director and producer, the man that keeps it all going, Scotty Bowers. Mike Hauser and Paul Rowe up in the booth, along with Brett Musgrove and Bob Killen and Ross Carney on the field.
There's a pitch out to Martinez. He gets a seam to the near side. He takes a look and what that little move gave him an additional 5 yards as he's all the way down to about the 17 or 18-yard line. And I tell you what, Martinez has got to be getting real close to 200 yards.
Great Bridge is probably wishing right now that they had never seen Tron Martinez. And I know they've watched film clips of him.
Is now going to give us 226 yards on the day for Martinez.
Wow.
What's that, about 27 carries now, Brent? 32 carries.
32
carries.
He's
been a busy young man today.
32 touches in a game is a lot, but then again,
well, that's what he needed.
That's why
what
they're
the
here.
Crabbers needed to do to keep the ball out of the hands of that offense. Martinez scoots his way forward.
Yes.
He gets inside the 15-yard line down to about the 14 as we have an injured player for Great Bridge sitting on about the 20 now as the referee will stop the clock for the injured player.
Martinez simply has the magic today. His legs keep moving. He keeps low to the ground. When he finds a seam, he's quick to get it. Once he's got open area in front of him, he's picking up big yardage. Now, by the way, I talked about our production crew earlier. I know Gene Wheeler is here today, but I'm not sure what he's doing. Gene's not on the camera today. He's got to be down in the truck. He's not here today. I thought I saw him earlier, and I was feeling bad that I'd left him out of here. But maybe that's why he's not on here, because he's not here. Well, Gene, if you watch this later, I'm sorry. I thought I saw you today, but I hope you're feeling better and you'll get back to us soon.
2nd down and 6 now for the Crabbers. Ball sits at the 14. Here's Martinez again. He gets inside the 14, maybe about a yard on the play, and that's pretty much it as he's brought down by a host of Great Bridge players.
Folks, I know you're watching this on tape delay as you take a look at the replay here on the screen, but if you want to see this again or you missed portions of it today is Saturday, November the 10th. We're going to show this game again on Monday, November the 12th at 7 p.m. and Thursday, November the 15th at 7 p.m. It's probably after 7 p.m. when you're watching this right now because we didn't show it to 7:15 on Saturday night.
3rd down and 5 now for the Crabbers. They need to get down to about the 8-yard line. Martinez up the middle.
Nice hole.
And he's close. He looks like he might be about a yard shy of the first down as he's down at about the 9.
Nice little hole there as the offensive line for Hampton in the second half has just created running room for Martinez. And we keep talking about how well Martinez does as you see him go through there, but look at the blocks he receives from that front line. The Hampton offensive line, Tyrell Wilson, Anthony Wardrett, William Jefferson, Michael Tatum, the center Rory Nixon are just pushing back the Great Bridge defense, and Martinez is taking advantage of it.
4th down and a long one now for the Crabbers. He needs to pick up more than a yard to get it, the first down. Martinez again on the keeper. He's got the first down, and he's got the touchdown. 7 yards, 8 yards in there for the touchdown for the Crabbers, and right now, Great Bridge has no answers to the Crabbers rushing game.
And my apologies to Dandy Don Meredith, but turn out the lights, the party's over.
36-20 now for the Crabbers. 2:16 to go here as Mitchell looks like they're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 2 on this play. Not sure why.
Because they can.
I guess they want to give Martinez some more yards. I don't know.
Well, they're doing it because they can.
So here we go.
Yes.
Extra point attempt. The Crabbers are going to go for 2. On a
Martinez,
keeper,
it's a little pass.
Swing pass out to Pierre Wynn. And it is good for the 2-point conversion. So the Crabbers have a 38-20 lead over the Great Bridge Wildcats here with 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So the Crabbers just are running up and down the field right now. They've done away with the passing attack, and they don't have to as long as Martinez is able to run the ball.
And Scotty just came up with a reason they went for 2, Mike. The score's 38-20. If somehow Great Bridge were to score 2 touchdowns and have 2 two-point conversions at 16 points, it would have been 36-36.
Yep.
Now
that's
it's 36-38. That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he knows what's going on. He was a good math student. Here's that last 2-point play. This is a touchdown. I'm sorry. This is a touchdown for Martinez. And Martinez's scoring drive was brought to you by Jack's Family Restaurant. Jack's, located at the corner of Pembroke and Woodland Road in Hampton, is one of the local family favorite restaurants. There you see the scoreboard. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game, Mike. 38-20. The Hampton Crabbers are doing it.
Well, I tell you what, the reason why the Crabbers have been so successful here in the second half is simply because they have been able to stop the passing attack and contain the passing attack by Casey Turner. And as long as they can do that, the running game will always win the game.
Oh, yeah. And I like the way you said that. They didn't stop the passing attack. They contained it.
That's correct. So a little short pooch kick there will give Great Bridge the 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line.
I'm sure that Casey Turner's probably got somewhere near 200 yards, but Hampton is containing that 200 yards and keeping it between the 20s and not into the end zone.
Well, they had 212 yards in the first half, and their wide receiver just started a bit early over there, and that's going to be 5 yards. So maybe Bob Killen can give us what is working on that for us.
They're saying he's between 300 and 400 yards already.
Wow. But in the second half, they've done a great job containing them.
Snap. Neutral zone infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And get 400 yards passing, and you would figure, that's 4 times up and down the field. That's 4 scores. And they have less than 4 scores.
Great Bridge calls timeout now, and they need to take a step back and talk about what they're doing here, because they're basically kicking themselves right now. 2:09 to go here in the game. 38-20, Crabbers out in front, and what a second half by the Crabbers.
Yes, it is, and there's some happy Crabber fans right there. Their team with an 18-point lead here on Saturday afternoon, November the 10th. A cool, overcast, wet, wonderful football day. Hampton has come out today, Mike, and they have played their hearts out. This is probably the best game they've played all year long.
Oh, now is the time to start doing it.
Yeah, the running game has just been very dominating. Matt Mitchell has picked his places. Well, I say Matt. The coach has picked the places when and where to throw. Great defense has been played. The secondary has stepped up like they have all year. The front line has put pressure on one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in a long time in terms of throwing the ball.
Well, now you can see why one of the top defenses in the state has dominated this second half right now. They're still rushing for, and they are still keeping him busy back there. And down he goes. And, did he get it off? I thought he went down. He got it off, but it was complete. But he's going to lose a yard on the play. And I thought he was on his way down, but he did get it off to number 1, Tyler Moore. But they're going to lose a yard on the play. That's going to bring up a second down and about 16 now as the ball sits at the 40.
Tyler Moore was open prior to that, and I don't know why Turner was not able to pick him up. He's the safety valve for the play, and he's coming out of the backfield after blocking and going about 4 or 5 yards. He was wide open.
And James Lynch did a great job getting back on him and had him coming down. There's a little short pass over the middle, completed, and not much there as number 22 gets the reception, Brad Hudson. Great job by, I believe, Pierre Wynn on the stop. He's going to pick up maybe 4 on the play. 3rd down and 12.
Great Bridge might want to think about the old hook and ladder.
Well, the Crabbers linebackers are playing a great second half.
Yes, they are.
Let them have the little short pass, but don't let them have anything after that. And the penalties is what's hurt them. And it puts them in that long situation. 3rd down and 12. Back to pass. Wide open again, but it's only good for about 5 yards as he is brought down on the Great Bridge side of midfield. Gain of about 4 on the play. Timeout now by Great Bridge as they want to try to get something going here. Passing yardage, 306 passing yards.
Here's the play. It's a good example of what you were just saying, Mike. The defense goes off with the receivers that are going deep. They back off the one that's coming underneath, but they're there to stop him so he doesn't get anything else. Danny Mitchell in the middle of the screen. He knows his team is going to win this game. He just wants them to play good right now. Keep everything steady. Nobody get hurt. We got another game to play. Danny Mitchell, congratulations to you and to Mike Mitchell.
And this place is going to be rocking next Friday night.
Oh, yes, it is.
When the Phoebus Phantoms will play host to the Crabbers right now here at the Phoebus Phantoms.
What did we have?
Number 1 against number 4. They won't.
Getting word that Phoebus and Hampton won't play next week.
Versus a number 4. Oh, so they reestablish it. That's
so
right.
We got more teams this year.
That's right. Indian River did win last night. So that is a gain, and it's near a first down. I think he's got a pretty good spot there. That looks like it's good for a first down.
And it is another Lee Moore Affordable Mortgage first down.
So inside the 45 of the Crabbers, Great Bridge gets a first down.
Speaking of the Crabbers, if you could see the stands that I see now.
Crabbers has actually, I think, asked for a measurement here because that was awful close for them to give that to them.
Here's a replay. The stands are emptying right below us here as the seconds wind down, and that's I don't know. That might be a little generous spot, but
well, I think he's got a good enough first down spot there, but
with 23 seconds left in the game, I'm not sure that it really matters all that much.
And they'd already given them. The only reason why they're taking time now is because Hampton probably said, okay, we want to, make sure it's a first down before you give it to them. Here we go. It's a first down. Ball sits at the 44-yard line. We will be here next Friday night, irregardless of whether it's Hampton and Phoebus playing each other, because Phoebus won last night, and they are the number 1 seed, so they will host the one of the semifinals tomorrow next Friday night. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line as we're down to 12 seconds. Back to pass. Blocked at the line of scrimmage by the Crabbers. I believe it was number 60 that got him.
Yes.
That's William Jefferson. And hey, we got to give players of the games. Have we given those? Okay, very good.
Anytime you're ready down there, we'll take the players of the games up here for the Hampton Crabbers. We've got 2 of them, and they are Paul Shaw has done a fantastic job on defense, just intercepting passes, knocking down passes, and then, of course, how can you not name Tron Martinez the offensive player of the game when he has simply dominated? These 2
Paul
guys
Shaw's done a heck of a job
have just
today.
done it.
Those are your players of the games for this contest, folks, and this may be the last play as deep pass down the sideline, and it's intercepted, I believe, by Paul Shaw.
Guess who? Guess
Shaw
who?
gets the ball back to the 40. He's still going. If he gets a block, he might go.
He can get up to this side here and turn. He's got a lot of space.
All the way down to
Paul
the
Shaw.
Great Bridge 47-yard line as time expires. The Hampton Crabbers have defeated the Great Bridge Wildcats 38-20 here at Darling Stadium.
But that was Debonair Foster, not Paul Shaw, who intercepted that last play.
We have Martinez ending with 243 yards on the game. What an outstanding effort by the Crabbers running back.
One of the best games Hampton has played all year long. Tron Martinez stepped up. Matt Mitchell did super under center. Paul Shaw, both sides of the ball, fantastic. The defensive line, they all did great, Mike. What can I say? Congratulations.
Along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, Bob Killen, and our field rep, and discussing the field situations down there.
And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by, sponsored by, Zoom. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula at Port Warwick off Jefferson and at Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. By Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Your one-stop sports headquarters. Call 594-0411. Give a talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And by Solar Lighting of Virginia, it's a dawn of a new day lighting system. Experience the sun in a whole new light with breakthrough technology for higher performance in lighting. A day lighting miracle in just 2 hours. Call Solar Lighting of Virginia at 800-774-7865 or visit them at the web at www.solarlightingvirginia.com. Mention WHCS and you'll receive a discount. By Old Point National Bank. For more than 20 years, Old Point has helped keep the score shining at Darling Stadium. And now we're happy to purchase new scoreboards that will keep another generation of fans informed. Old Point National Bank, proudly serving the needs of Hampton Road since 1923. By Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located on Mercury Boulevard in the heart of Coliseum Central. For your next automotive purchase, call Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda at 838-5450. By Jack's Family Restaurant, located at the corner of Pembroke and Woodland Road. Jack's, a local family favorite. And by Affordable Mortgage. Give Lee Moore, the senior loan officer, a call at 873-0663 for all your mortgage needs. By Abbott Realty. Contact Mr. Perry Pilgrim or any of the agents at Abbott Realty by calling 827-1364. By Hampton's Commissioner of Revenue, Ross Mugler, and Hampton City Treasurer, Molly Joseph Ward. Proud to be sponsors of the Hampton City School student athletes. And by Anna's Italian Restaurant with 2 locations on the peninsula at Settlers Landing Road in downtown Hampton and Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. And in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property at 881-2004. And Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home at 2551 North Armistead Avenue. Nancy Staten, Director.
Again, the final score here was the Hampton Crabbers 38 and the Great Bridge Wildcats 20. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musco, Bob Killen, and Ross Carney. Until next time, so long, everybody.
It's WHCS Channel 46.